What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Doing the second watch party here. Game is just about to kick off, so let's get it going, man. Hopefully, the Chargers are able to pull something out here. I hope they can pull out an upset. Um, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Okay, they're doing the national anthem, but anybody see the Raider game today? Man. Anybody see the Raider game today? If you've seen how the Raider game ended, type of one in the chat. That's crazy. That is, I cover the Chargers primarily on this channel, but if you've seen the Raider, man, I cannot believe. I can't believe what I saw with that Raider game. I really can't. Matt Ryan, a 40-yard scramble. I mean, damn. What are the Raiders doing? And I tried to tell the Raider fans week one, right before we played them, Josh McDaniels is a fraud. They kept calling him an offensive genius. They kept saying that he is an offensive genius. Josh McDaniels is an offensive genius. We got Devontae Adams. He is, the best receiver in the league. He's going to change everything. Man, it's crazy. It's nuts. I'm not surprised at all that this is happening to the Raiders. The way that they constructed their roster, they put all their money into all of their weapons. They have so much money tied up into Adams, Renfro, and Waller. And Renfro and Waller are both on IR now. So, man, that was something else. That was crazy. Jeff Saturday, he was on, I think he was on ESPN. I think he was on one of the morning shows and or NFL Live or something. I've seen him a bunch, but damn, man, this is really something else. Really, really something else. That was, I wanted to talk a lot more trash to Raider fans, but we had this game to focus on. But man, I mean, that was something that's worth doing a video on. So I might do it maybe coming up this week. But that's something that's something that should be addressed. The Raiders are a terrible dumpster fire. I've never seen that before in my life. Never seen anything like that before. And they don't have, the most talented team in the league, but they have more than enough talent to be better than 2-7. And they thought that this was going to be the easy stretch of their schedule. And they still have, divisional games left against us, the Chiefs. I think next week they're at Denver too. The Raiders could be like a 4-win team. I think it's turning out that they could be a 4-win team. I think they would be lucky to be a 4-win team at this point, but yeah, man, this is crazy. It's crazy. High school coach. Yep. He is a high school coach. And that's how, but he won today. So you got to give him some credit. The Colts, they looked a lot better than they did at any other point in the season. So you got to give him some credit. But yeah, I thought that was interesting with McDaniels, but we'll see. We'll see how this game goes, man. Again, I think if the Chargers are able to stop the run good enough, if they can put the ball in Jimmy Garoppolo's hands, I think this game is going to be a lot closer than what people think. Nobody's picking the Chargers to win this game. So I think that's an element that people can use, like the players can use it as some motivation. It's us against the world type stuff. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Chargers are going to receive the kick here. They're going to receive the kick, and this first series here, I'm interested in seeing what this first series is going to be. So, I think you're going to be able to tell a lot based off of this first series. So let's see what happens here. So we're off, no return. So let's see. Let's see. This first series better be something good. This can't be trash.
Tennessee, DeAndre Carter, Sacramento State, Michael Bandy, San Diego, Gerald Everett, South Alabama, Jamari Sawyer, Georgia, Matt Filer, Bloomsburg, Corey Lindsley, The Ohio State, Zion Johnson,
First game intern both for the go. Yep.
Stanford. And Foster Terrell's about to take his first NFL snap.
Foster Terrell getting the start instead of Storm Norton.
Top receivers, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams out for the Chargers.
Yeah, that's not going to work. That ain't going to work.
First down, Justin Herbert
That's not going to work at all. Running on the right side of the line to running behind Foster Sarrell, that's not going to work.
Week 2 against Kansas City, he had the rib cartilage injury. First pass of the night is caught by his tight end, the veteran Gerald Everett.
Okay, we get some Foster Sarrell. I think no. I don't think he's a rookie. I don't think he's been on practice squads. He hasn't actually played a game though. This is his first first NFL action though. So he's not a rookie. I don't believe he's a rookie. I think this is his second or third year, if I'm not mistaken. Third and four. They can do something here on 3rd and 4. They can do something on 3rd and 4. That's manageable. Let's go. If they can keep that, if they can keep the third downs below 6 yards, I think they're going to be fine.
When you have a guy with 60 catches, somebody's covering him on 3rd down. So huge mistake to start.
I think they're going to be fine. If they can keep 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5, I think they're going to be fine. If they can keep most of the thirds down to that, they'll be okay. Oh my God. San Francisco, they got the best linebackers. They got the best linebackers in football.
Nick Bosa, The Ohio State University. Fred Warner, BYU. Ted Greenlaw, Arkansas. Guillermo Lenore, Oregon. Nico Suave, NIU. Talanoa Hufanga, USC. Tashawn Gibson, Dallas Kimball High School. Tiberius Moneyman Ward, Macomb High School. With the fewest yards per game in the league, will toss to the edge. Eckler gets
again this is another 3rd and manageable here. Another 3rd and manageable. 3rd and what's it going to be? The 3rd and 4 again. Another 3rd and 4. These are 3rd and manageables. You don't have to go and do anything crazy. These are 3rd and manageables. You can pick these up. Another 3rd and 4. You can pick this up. If they pick up this first down, I think we're going to be good. I think we're going to be okay. Because a lot of this game is going to be clock management and clock eating by the Chargers. They're going to have to eat the clock a lot. Gerald Everett, man, hell of a catch. He can make these catches, but he drops wide open passes. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So this is the second first down. Picking up first downs is going to be crucial in this game. You're going to be able to shorten this game a lot if you stay on the field. You keep your offense on the field, you're going to be able to shorten this game up. They've already taken off more time than I thought that they would in this first drive. So I like what I'm seeing here. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Look at the throw. Let's go. Let's go. They blew coverages because they don't expect him going deep. Look at Hufanga. He's sitting on his heels. He's on his heels. He's not expecting anybody to run deep. Look at that throw. You could not have handed him that ball any better. Hell of a throw. Exactly what the doctor ordered. Down the field. They were on their heels. That's exactly what I talked about yesterday. Hufanga is one of the best safeties in the league, too. He's on his heels. He watched film on the Chargers all week long. You can tell he watched film on the Chargers all week long. He was on his heels. He was expecting Carter to stop. He was expecting Carter to either stop for a stick route, or he was expecting him possibly to go over the middle as well. He wasn't expecting him to go deep. He wasn't expecting that deep shot. That was a good, very, very good. Joe Lombardi, got to give you credit there. That was a very, very good opening drive. Very good opening drive. You have to give Lombardi credit there because the Niners were not expecting that. They were not expecting the run. They were not expecting those runs, and they were not expecting that pass right there. And shout out to the offensive line. Great protection, picking up blitzes as well, too. Whoever is saying that the offensive line is not good, you don't know football. This offensive line is good. This is a good offensive line. This is the reason why the Chargers are 5-3. The Niners blitzed on that drive 3 times, and the Chargers picked it up every single time. Corey Linsley knows what the hell he's doing. If you think this offensive line isn't good, you do not know football. You go back and watch the tape. Niners blitzed 3 times. No, Justin Herbert got hit 1 time, and that's because he left the pocket. This offensive line knows what it's doing. Corey Linsley knows what he's doing. He's got the mind of a quarterback as a center. They picked that up. They slid the protection to wherever the blitz was coming from. Herbert did not get touched on that drive. That was a damn good drive. That was damn good. And that was damn good by the offensive line as well, too. Very, very good. They got to continue to keep pressure on this game. They got to continue to keep pressure on the Niners. They got to come out and they got to stop the run. But that score is huge. That score is huge because if the Niners don't score here, if they go 3 and out, or if they get a first down and they have to kick, this can quickly turn into a Jimmy Garoppolo game. This can quickly turn into a Jimmy Garoppolo game. And that's where I think the Chargers have an advantage. If this is a Jimmy Garoppolo game, if it's a quarterback game, if both quarterbacks got to throw 40-something times, I'm taking Herbert over Jimmy Garoppolo every time. And that's just, it is what it is. That was a hell of a drive, though. Hell of an opening drive by Joe Lombardi. Great execution, obviously, by Herbert. That was a seed. I think we know he's healthy now. Just Herbert is healthy. This is as healthy as I've seen him this season. That was a hell of a throw. Hell of a throw. Good route by DeAndre Carter as well, too. That was good stuff. Very, very good stuff. I am encouraged. Definitely encouraged based off of that drive right there. So we'll see. We'll see if they are able to keep it up. But I love this fast start. Love this fast start here. We'll see what they do defensively. We'll see if they come out in that 6-1, just like I made that video about the other day. That 6-1 is going to be crucial. I think that is going to put a lot of pressure on Kyle. It's going to put a lot of pressure on Jimmy G. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Herbert had a little emotion. Yeah, he did. He did. Because he knows. He wants to get rid of that ball. He wants to go deep. So we'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens on defense. I want to see what the Niners are going to do. They got to stop that run game first. Everything starts with the run. They got to stop it.
Arizona State, University of South Carolina, George Kittle, Titan University, Trent Williams, University of Oklahoma, Aaron Banks, Notre Dame, Jake Brendel, UCLA, Spencer Burton, UTSA, Mike McGlinchey, Notre Dame.
Guard, center guard is a little weak for the Niners. It's a little weak. So on the interior, stopping the run, I think they're going to have a chance to do so. You're going to have to wrap up and tackle, but they're a little weak, guard, center guard. No, he was down. That was pretty close, though. I think again, guard, center guard, they're gonna have some trouble. I think the Niners are gonna try to run outside. They got that rookie in there at right guard, and then that left guard, he gets not all the time, but he does get beat quite a bit. I think they're gonna have to go off tackle left and right. Chargers are gonna have some opportunities on the inside. So they're going to come out and run. They're going to come out and run and come out and run. Come out and run. But why are they not in? This is only a 4-man front. This is going to get ate up all game long. Staley has to. It's only a 4-man front. Staley has to come. He has to. Yeah, it's just not going to work. And Collinsworth just said what I said. They're not going to be able to stop this on the 4-man front. They're going to have to bring somebody else up. There you go. They're now in that 6-1 now. Kenneth Murray is now on the outside. There we go. They're now in that 6-1. Told you. That's the only way that this is going to work. They have to go 6-1. They have to go 6-1, and they have to go if they are going to be in some of the base formations, they're going to have to go with the bear look. You're going to have a zero technique. You're going to have to have somebody right on the center, and you're going to have 2-3 techniques in there. They're gonna have to be shaded on the outside of the excuse me. They're gonna have to be shaded on the inside of the tackles because they're gonna have to shut down the A and B gaps. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to run in the A and B gaps. You're gonna have to shut it down. So now they're in third. This is 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. This is Jimmy Garoppolo time. This is Jimmy Garoppolo time. This is Jimmy Garoppolo time. I will say it again. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be the reason why the Niners win or lose. If the Chargers are able to stop the run enough, 36, 3rd and 6. This is 3rd and 6. This is throwing down. So I think the Niners can run it out of this, but them being down by a touchdown now, I think they're going to try to pass. See, and if he can do that, if he can complete passes on the 3rd and 5 and the 3rd and 6s, then he will be they'll be, where they should be offensively. But if you get them in 3rd and 6s and 3rd and 7s, this is when Khalil Mack, this is when some of the pass rushers can come up and potentially have a chance to get sacks, get strip sacks, turnovers, all of that stuff. They're gonna have a chance. They're gonna have opportunity for it. So again, they're in that 6-1 again. They're in the 6-1. They're going to play action, and they're going to try to go down. They're going to try to go downfield with the receivers, Ayuk and Debo. They're going to try to go downfield. And then Derwin James is, just like I said, he's shaded on George Kittle. I expect that most of the game. Defense is weak. This defense is weak, but it doesn't have to be weak, though. This defense doesn't have to be weak. We've seen what they're doing. Staley is a little hard-headed, though. Again, you have another now you have a 5-man front here. This has been getting ran on all season long, and it got ran on again. You go back to the 6-man front. And if you feel like it's going to be a pass and you drop guys back, you can do different things out of that 6-1. You don't just have to be in it just to stop the run. You can do different things. You can bring pressure packages and stuff. There's different things you can do. You can play with the linemen a little bit. You can play with their eyes. You can play with Jimmy Garoppolo a little bit too. You don't have to just stay in that just to stop the run. You can get creative out of it. Staley is hard-headed, though. This is another 4-man front here. Okay, now it's another. They're bringing it up 6 again. And you're having success when you're running the 6-1. You're having success. We already see this early. The 6-1, they are having success because they're closing the A and B gaps. They're closing them. They don't have any space. It's shrinking. The space is shrinking in between. If the Chargers keep doing this, they're going to force the Niners to pass the ball. That was a 3rd and 1, gain of 3. No big deal. They keep shrinking these every time. Every time they bring Murray up and they put him on the line as the edge rusher, they close in. The down 4 linemen are able to close those gaps in. They're closing the A and B gaps. They're closing them up. The Chargers should not deviate from this at all. If they're going to score, if Jimmy Garoppolo is going to score, if the Niners are going to score, make it be because of Jimmy Garoppolo, not the run. See, and in coverage, especially in the red zone, I like what the Chargers do in coverage. In the red zone, I think they'll be fine. But if you have to make somebody do something, you have to make Jimmy Garoppolo do something. You can't let this team run the ball down your throat. That's what they want to do. Every time the Chargers have went into that 6-man front, they have closed up the A and B gaps. And the running back, the plays are designed to go in A and B because you can tell they have that little stutter step and then they end up going on the outside. Now we'll see what happens here. This is another 4-man front with the Debo Samuel run. They're going to continue to run the ball. You cannot overreact. They're overreacting to the action with Christian McCaffrey. They can't overreact to that. The Chargers play a lot of zone defense, so you especially shouldn't overreact. Kyle Van Noy should stay in the formation. Derwin James is out there. Kyle Van Noy should have stayed in the formation. I don't know why he followed. I don't know why he followed Christian McCaffrey in. I don't know why he followed him when he went in motion. Don't understand that. Doesn't make sense to me. Now they're in the 6-1 again. Closed up the A and B gaps just like I said. They closed up the A and B just like I said. They are closing up these gaps. If they can, why deviate from it? Tito. Oh man. Hopefully it's just a cramp with him because he's been really good playing around. He's been very good closer. Oh man. I hope it's not serious. I hope it's a cramp. I hope it's a cramp. Please, God, please let it just be a cramp. Please let it be a cramp. He's been freaking fantastic. Man. Just like you guys can see this early on. When the Chargers go 6-1, they are closing the A and B gaps. The Niners are trying to run. They're trying to run in the middle of the field. They are trying to run between the tackles. They haven't done a whole lot on the outside. They're trying to run between the tackles. Every time the Chargers have got in that 6-man front, they have closed both A and both B gaps. The running back is shuffling his feet, looking for which gap to go in, which one might open up. There's no space there. There's no space there. And if the outside backers keep their contained, there's nowhere for the running back to go. There really is nowhere for the running back to go because your linebacker is going to come up and there's going to fill whichever gap is there, right? Whichever one is open, even if it's all the way, out to the C gap, the linebacker is going to come up and fill. So there really is nowhere for the running backs to go. Every time the Chargers have went with that 6-1, they have stopped. They have closed it down. There is minimal space between the tackles. That's what the Niners want to do. I don't think that they will get the only way they'll get into the off tackle stuff a lot, I think, is if they try McCaffrey with it. But McCaffrey's not going to have 30 carries. So, I mean, maybe he might, get a run of 10, 12 yards off tackle here and there, but he's not going to be the bell cow. He's not running the ball 30 times a game. So I'm not worried about him. Really, not worried about him at all. His effectiveness comes from catching the ball out of the backfield, kind of like Austin Eckler. This is why I did that video the other day. I seen this. They did this against the Falcons. It doesn't matter whatever window dressing you put on your plays. It doesn't matter who you have going in motion. It doesn't matter the formation. All of that is cute stuff. It's all cute and it doesn't matter. This offense, the Niners offense at its core is a power running game. Power running game is traps. It's counters. It's running between the tackles. It's running in the A and B gaps. This defense shuts off the A and B gaps. There is minimal space there. So it doesn't matter who's out on the field. It doesn't matter who's running the ball. There's minimal space. Oh, man, Tito, he's being helped off. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, man. Oh, man, I hope it's not serious. Man, I hope it's not serious. Damn, that can be really crucial for the Chargers. Man, man. Damn. Breiden Fehoko was already playing, I think. I think he was playing in the 6-1, but I think he's gonna have to move to the other side where Otito was. They're thin up front though. Damn, man. Damn. That was good. That was a good defensive drive to me. That was a very good defensive drive to me because when you look at Kyle Shanahan teams, not just this Niner team, but when you look at the teams that he has been the offensive coordinator for, they normally start to tick off after the first 15 to 20 plays, right? He has a script. He comes out with the script. The first 15 to 20 plays, really good. They're able to go down the field. This was very evident against the Chiefs. They went up and down the field on the Chiefs the first two drives. After that, they struggled. They struggled because they really couldn't match up with what the Chiefs do, obviously. But the play calling, the play calling that Kyle Shanahan, he goes to sometimes he can get too cute with stuff, right? If the run game is working, sometimes he'll go away from it, or sometimes he'll call reverses or little trick plays, and the Niners lose yardage or whatever, and it can set them all the way back, right? It can really derail a drive when they have some momentum. He kind of gets cute with stuff. So I am looking for the Chargers to continue playing pretty good defense. They have adjusted. They have adjusted to the run game. That 6-1 is working. It's working like a mug. It really is. I hope that they continue to do it. I hope they continue to come out in that front because we want the ball in Jimmy Garoppolo's hands. That's all I know. I want the ball in Jimmy Garoppolo's hands as much as we can get it in his hands. That's what I want. Mike Williams. Okay, I think he's almost back. Okay, so we might get Mike Williams back next week. We might get Mike Williams back next week. That would be a blessing if that happened. Herbert run. There you go. There you go. And I think Herbert needs to use his legs. They got to take a little bit more time off the clock here. I think they got to have a pretty good push. Get the push. Get the push. Get the push. Continue running the ball. Again, this is going to be a third and manageable. Again, this is going to be another 3rd and 5. Another third and four. Another 3rd and 4. This is the third and 4. So again, this is manageable for the Chargers. This is not behind schedule. This is where we want to be. This is where we want to be. This is a winning formula here. 3rd and manageable is a winning formula. San Francisco, they're going to bring blitz again right here. And they brought it. And Joshua Palmer, let's go. Herbert is throwing dimes. Justin came out throwing dimes, man. I'm not surprised by this at all. I'm not surprised by this at all. Say he's getting healthy. I made the video in the week. He's getting healthy. These are dimes. The nation is watching too. Oh, man. You cannot hand the ball off any better. Hell of a throw, hell of a catch. Another 3rd down conversion. Another 3rd down conversion. And they have to keep running the ball this way. If they're not gaining a lot of yards, I get it. I understand it. But they have to continue. They have to continue running the ball. I have to continue running the ball. Yeah, hey, Craig, that was a fantastic route combo. It was. That was a very good route combo. And these are the plays that you have to call. Why wasn't this being called, 3 weeks ago? I don't get it. I don't understand. They got 4 in the box now. I mean, they got 8 in the box. You can go deep. Eckler almost broke that one. But again, we're going to have another 3rd down. This is going to be 3rd and 3, I think. 3rd and manageable. Another 3rd and manageable here. If the Chargers are able to get this, if they're able to get this 3rd down, they're going to be able to take this clock all the way down. Second quarter, right? The second quarter, Niners have only had 1 possession so far. This is what I'm talking about. Shortening the game, kind of mucking it up, not letting the Niners go out there and do what they do. They're able to get this 3rd and 3. Again, 3rd and manageable. Only 3 yards. You can do pretty much anything here. Damn, that was the only should have been a better throw. I think he should have thrown on his outside, but I think there was somebody there in cover 2. No, that was just a bad ball by him. Yeah. He knew it too. That was just a bad ball. That was right there. He should have caught it, but yeah. No, I don't think he should have caught it because his momentum was going towards the sideline and the ball was inside. But it was there though. That play was there. It's just the execution on that. Just the execution. So it wasn't that, incompetence. That was just the execution. It happens sometimes. That was a good play call. Good play call, just wasn't executed. I'm happy about this. We got 44 seconds left. The Niners have had the ball one time, once. The Chargers are doing what they should be doing. It's third and manageable. Very, very third and manageable. And they're also, this defense is being loosened up. The Niners defense is being loosened up because the Chargers have shown now twice that they're going to go downfield, right? The touchdown to Carter, the big gain right now to Josh Palmer, they have shown that they can go downfield. So these safeties are not going to come up now. The run game, I'm expecting the run game, second quarter and potentially second half. I'm expecting the run game to be a lot better. I'm expecting them, they're picking up 2-3 yards now. I'm expecting some 7 to 8 yard gains. I want to see Spiller in the game more. I think he's going to run between the tackles very well. He did that in his limited playing time with the Atlanta game, but this is going to open it up for the run game. This is going to open it up for the Chargers to be able to take a lot of time off the clock and really put a lot of pressure on the Niners. I think this is going to put some pressure on them. Now, defensively, they're going to have to adjust because I think Kyle Shanahan is going to make an adjustment. I think they are. I would be surprised if Shanahan does not call some off-tackle runs. I expect to see some off-tackle runs. I expect to see Christian McCaffrey. Who else do they have? Elijah Mitchell. I expect to see some tosses right now. Some tosses maybe out of the shotgun. Some tosses out of the single back set. I expect to see some of that right now. I think they're going to try to go on the outside if the Chargers come out in that 6-1. If they come out with the 6 down linemen, they're going to try to go outside because that's what's going to be, available to them, right? It's going to be more of a, it's going to be a lot easier sledding on the outside than it will be the inside, especially with the Chargers closing down the A and B gap. So we'll see what happens here. But again, Kyle Shanahan's play calling a little inconsistent after the first and second drives has been a little inconsistent. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what they do. I want to see what the second drive is going to be for the Niners. I want to see if this. I think this is going to show whether or not the Niners are going to stick with the run game or if they feel like, okay, the Chargers maybe got something going offensively. We might have to match them. I think this drive is going to tell us a lot offensively for the Niners. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Spiller and Horvath. I want to see Horvath too. I want to see the Chargers line up in I formation, man. They had Horvath in there on the first drive. I think he was in there for a play or two, but yeah, they're gonna have to run behind him. They need to run behind him, especially against a defense like this. You got to attack it. You can't be scared. Come out scared, then it's not gonna, So now they're in the 5. Okay, so now they're passing. Oh, and he fumbled. I said turnovers. The Niners will turn the ball over. Jimmy will throw interceptions. And I said that they will put the ball on the ground. And Derwin James got his helmet right on the ball. That sucker was loose. Yes. This is setting up. This is going according to script for the Chargers. If you say the Chargers are going to win this game tomorrow night, what is the script going to be? This is setting up to be the script. A turnover, you get a opening drive touchdown. This is turning out to be what the Chargers want it to be. Oh, man. Well, I'm glad he didn't catch that. He didn't have any space on that one anyway. So let's go. A lot of misdirection. Got to stay disciplined. That's what they do. But it's power at its core. But yes, they do have to be disciplined. That was a trash play. That was a 2-man route on the short side of the field. So the Niners had that covered. They probably should have ran the ball there. This play should have been first down, the first down play. But now it's okay. So it's gonna be third and what? Third and about 7 now. So again, third and manageable. Chargers are already in field goal range, so they don't need to do anything that's ridiculous and crazy. So this is the end of the first quarter. This is what the Chargers need. This is the formula here. This is the formula. Get a turnover, right? You get a turnover, you limit the possessions. San Francisco, 2 possessions in the first quarter. A field goal, a turnover. Still haven't allowed a touchdown yet. This is how you beat a team like this because the longer these guys go without a touchdown, the more pressure is going to be on Jimmy Garoppolo to go back there and do something, right? To go back there and try for him to put on his Justin Herbert costume and to try to make a throw, try to do something ill-advised. This is setting up for him to do that because he will do it. And he did it against the Chiefs. And, they got off to a good start against the Chiefs. But once the Chiefs, weathered the storm, they couldn't do anything. Jimmy couldn't do anything. The offense couldn't do anything. And obviously, we are not as good as the Chiefs. We don't have the team. We're not as explosive as the Chiefs. But I think this is setting up. This is the script. This is the script. And if the Chargers stick with this script, if they are good on third down, if they are able to, play clean football, don't turn the ball over, no tip passes, no interceptions, they're going to be fine. Because the way that this thing is turning out, I like how Joe Lombardi is continuing to run the ball. The first play of this drive was trash. That one should have been scrapped. It was a bad play. It's a 2-man route on the short side of the field while the Niners are playing zone. So they only have a very small portion of the field to cover. Obviously, nothing was open. So I thought that should have been a run on first down. I don't think Herbert has the audible power. I don't think he can audible out of plays. I think if he was able to audible out of plays, I think he would audible into a run on first down because that 3-yard gain should have been on first down, should have been 2nd and 7. Then you go from there. But aside from that trash play on first down, I think they're in good. They're in good position here. If they're able to get this 3rd and 7, then I think he's going to set up for, potentially some more runs down at the goal line, maybe some tight end stuff, maybe some play action stuff. There's a lot that you can go to down here on the goal line. Xander Horvath is a weapon at the goal line. The Chargers haven't used him since week 3 in the goal line area. They need to use him right now, though, if they're able to hit on this 3rd and 7, because it will set them up. They will be in an advantageous position to score a touchdown here. That's the goal, but they are already in field goal range. They don't need to do anything that is crazy. They don't need to, make do any trick plays or any type of stuff. They're in field goal range. They need to just go ahead and, gain whatever you can here. If you get the first down, great. If you can't get the first down, but it just don't take a sack. Don't turn the ball over. They're bringing blitz. Offensive line picks it up. Herbert gets rid of the ball. Oh, that was the right play. Again, right play call, the right read by Herbert. They just didn't execute on that. And I like that. If you don't get it, no turnover. You're still in field goal range. Go out, kick the field goal. Go up by 7. Put the pressure on the Niners. You see, I've never seen Herbert audible other than to a run check. Yeah, I don't think he can, and they should let him audible. He knows this offense. It's not and this offense is not oh my God. Oh, just curved in. Oh man. Oh man. Oh. Dicker the kicker. Let's go. I remember him. Anybody watch college football? I remember Dicker the kicker from Texas. That was Gus Johnson's. That was his favorite nickname, I think, for anybody, any player from any game that he was calling on Big Noon Saturday on Fox. Dicker the kicker. That was close. But it counted. Again, we're up 7 now. We're up 7. So what do the Niners do? Field goal, right? The first drive. And the first drive is a scripted drive. Kyle scripts those. Second, turnover. Second drive is a turnover. So what do they do here now? The pressure is on them. The Niners have to respond. The pressure's not on us anymore. The pressure is on them. They're at home. If they come out and go 3 and out, the pressure is going to be on them. The boo birds are going to be out. The fans are going to be booing because they realize that Herbert might be healthy and he might be getting hot. The Niner boo bird fans are going to be out. They're going to be out. The pressure is on them to do something on this drive now. And the Chargers have already said that they are not going to allow the A and B gap runs. They're not going to allow those. We're going to go to the 6-man line, and we're not going to allow you to just run the ball in the A and B gaps. We're not going to do that. You're going to have to do something else. So Jimmy G is going to have to beat us now. So now secondary is going to have to communicate, and they're going to have to tackle. Don't let anybody behind you. Don't gamble and make unnecessary plays. They're going to have to just play it straight up, right? Because Jimmy will throw you some stuff. Again, he will throw you an interception. He is not against that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. See what happens. Let's see. Herbert. Yeah, I think Herbert was grabbing at his. He looks okay though. He looks okay. Yeah, giving credit to Lombardi for more than usual window dress. A lot of pre-snap movement. Yes, a lot of pre-snap movement and a lot of routes going down the field too. And this is what when people were saying, and all the Lombardi supporters and the people who were trying to, defend Lombardi and all of this stuff. It's not about going downfield all the time. It's about presenting that threat. It's about saying, if you allow this to happen, we will go down the field and we will, throw it down the field on you. It's just presenting the threat. And that's something that the Chargers didn't even do beforehand. They didn't even present the threat. Nobody went downfield. Nobody went downfield. It's not even a threat, because if you present the threat, if you run somebody down the field every single time, or 80% of the time or something, that has to be defended. The defense just can't ignore it. That has to be defended. Somebody's got to be deep back there. So if somebody is deep, they are able to, defend it, and they're able to respect it though. And that's the thing. If you don't do it, no teams are going to respect it. So I think we caught the Niners off guard doing that in the first quarter. Honestly, on both of the long plays, I think we caught the Niners off guard because they're expecting a lot of stick stuff. And that's what they've seen on film all week long, is a bunch of stick, especially what they seen last week with Atlanta. They seen a bunch of short routes. They came out playing the short routes. The Chargers caught them off guard. They're going deep. So now San Francisco has to adjust. They have to adjust their game plan, and they're going to have to play for some of these deeper routes. They're going to have to keep their safeties back. They can't bring their safeties up anymore because, especially DeAndre Carter is not the fastest guy, but he can beat somebody down the field. He can beat a safety down the field. He's a 4-4 guy. So if he beats a safety down the field, they're going to have to defend it. So, I think the Chargers are going to have success there if they continue to play that. Off tackle run. Off tackle run. Off tackle. I just said this. I expect more tosses. The 6-man line, close down, A and B gaps. More off tackle. More off tackle. Khalil Mack, and he set the edge. And he set the edge. He set the edge. And this is why the dude I was arguing with, the Niner fan yesterday, Christian McCaffrey, he's talking about McCaffrey's a great, he's okay, but I mean, hey, he's whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like a Jimmy Garoppolo game. Oh man, Kenneth Murray. Oh my God, he hasn't moved yet. Oh yeah, they got to send him to the sideline. Damn, that was already.
Did Murray run into his own guy as much as now? He kind of ran into Ayuk.
Damn.
These San Francisco wide receivers are.
Damn, man, that was a huge hit. I think he's okay though. I didn't see him. I didn't see him get up wobbly or anything. I think he just got his bell rung a little bit. I think he'll be back in the game though. Holding, bring that back. Bring that back. That was holding on the. Was it on the right tackle, 69? Yep. McGlinchey is weak. He's weak. He's not what Trent Williams is on the other side. No, yeah. Yep. They're gonna call that every time. See, Collinsworth is saying what I just said. Chargers D is looking good because we have forced them. So much of this is forcing the team to do what they don't do well, and this is adjusting. This is like, oh man, I think he shanked that a little bit. That went out at like the 25. Yeah, it's like 25. Yeah. See, and what I said yesterday was I wouldn't be surprised if the Chargers lost. I wouldn't be surprised if they won. People have to understand this Niner team is very good. They're very talented. They're 4-4. They have more losses than the Chargers do, right? And we as Charger fans, we're in disaster mode, right? Watching our team lose and get ran on and all. They have more losses than us. This team, they do not, especially when they come out and they start slow like this. The Niners are not. They're not the best team in the league. They're not world beaters. Can they, put it on somebody? Can they blow some teams out? Yes, they can. They have the talent to do that. But they start slow. They have uncertainty at the quarterback position, just like the dude that was arguing with me yesterday, the Niner fan that was arguing with me yesterday. They're unsure at quarterback. They have Jimmy Garoppolo. He is a backup. He is the backup quarterback because Trey Lance got hurt, right? But, he's familiar with everybody. So, they feel like they have, a quasi starter playing. But this team has question marks. They have question marks at the most important position, too. And it doesn't matter how much talent you have around, defense, your weapons and all that stuff. If you have questions at the quarterback position, you're going to have a tough time. You're not going to be the team that you think you are. You're going to have a lot of potential. You're going to have a lot of untapped potential. You need to have your quarterback situation shored up. And as an organization, as a franchise, you have to be sure that you have the right guy at quarterback. That's what has to happen. And as far as the Chargers go, as far as the defense goes, so much of being a good defense and playing good defense, so much of it is taking away what a team does best. This is what Belichick, made a career on. This is what all the great defensive coaches in the league make a career on. Take away what they do best. The Niners run the ball. That's what they do. They want to run the ball. That is what they do best, and they want to run it in between the tackles. They want to be physical. So far, the Chargers have taken that away. So again, now you are making this team play left-handed. Can they play left-handed? I don't know. We don't know that. They haven't had enough success. They haven't had enough success to know definitively that they can play left-handed. We don't know. So, it's going to be, I think it's going to be a tough time. If the Chargers continue playing this way, the Niners are going to have a tough time scoring points. They're going to have a tough time doing what they want to do because they don't want to drop back and throw the ball all the time. They don't want to do that. Kyle Shanahan is not comfortable with that. So let's see what the Chargers do here on this drive. I think they got to do something here on this drive. They can't just trash this drive away. They got to do something. Off tackle run to Spiller for nothing. You're going to have that. You're going to get stopped for nothing. This is a good defense. You got to keep it up. Right? This can't deter you from stopping from running the ball. This is going to happen. It's going to happen. No big deal. Let's see. Offense needs to reward the defense with a nice drive. I agree. Herbert's got time. See, Bandy is not. I like Bandy's story, but you cannot win with this dude outside. No separation. Look at this. Look at Bandy. Look at this replay. He gets no separation. Travarius Ward is not afraid of his speed. He gets no separation. No separation at all. None. Bandy, go. Can they do something else with him? Can they put him on special teams? It doesn't work. It cannot work. Bandy should not be working the outside. That was a bad play calling drive by Joe Lombardi. Kenneth Murray about to go get a head evaluation to make sure he's not concussed. Him going into the locker room, it seems like he might be concussed though. So Vandy can't do outside, and I've been saying this for weeks, and they still continue to run sets with Vandy on the outside, especially when it's third and that was a third and 11 or whatever. They have you can't do it. You can't do that. You just can't do it. You can't. We can't run against that front, at least inside. They can't run inside. That run right there was an off tackle run. They need to run inside, but you need to have a fullback though. You need to have a fullback. The Chargers do this dumb stuff where you're not tricking anybody. The little misdirection and stuff is not working. When you come out in the heavy sets, they know you're going to run the ball. So if they know you're going to run the ball, might as well put a fullback in there and go mano a mano. Why not? Why not? My guys against your guys. They know what's coming. So let's just run it the best way that we can. Skip all the misdirection, skip all that stuff, skip the shot information, bump all of that. Go in there and try to impose your will. Forget about all the fancy stuff because it's not working. It's not working. The Niners don't respect it, and it's not working. All right, so let's see what they do here on the run. The 6-1, bringing pressure. The ball is in Jimmy Garoppolo's hands again. That's not how they want to play. That's not how they want to play. They don't want to play with the ball in Jimmy's hand. Jimmy is uncomfortable with the ball in his hands. You can tell too. He's tap dancing. Look at his drop back right now. Watch when they replay it. Watch it. Look, he's tap dancing. He's expecting pressure. Look, he doesn't know what to do. What does he do? What does he do? What does he do? See? That's not how they want to play. That's not how Jimmy wants to play. He does not want to play that way. He is a quick read guy. He is a one read, get the ball out guy. When he has to scan the field, he is not good. Power run. Oh, Drew Tranquil. Good stop. You see, they have Deebo Samuel going in motion, window dressing, power run, power run, power run, power run. It's all window dressing. Now they will go with the reverse every now and then, but if you read your keys, you can play that very well. But no big deal. No big deal. They're going to run that power run game. They're going to try to run it. You're going to try to put some dressing on it. Don't fall for it. They're going to, as long as you shut down the A and B gaps, they're going to be fine. They will be fine. They will be fine. Let's see. See, part of us running just know we won't get much, but making them respected enough for the play action. Exactly. Garoppolo, not comfortable. Not comfortable. He's not an athlete. The ball has been in Jimmy Garoppolo's hands like a mug, and this plays into our strength. It plays into our strength. This is how we win this ball game, with the ball in Jimmy Garoppolo's hands. This is how you do it. And Drew Tranquil, he's closing on that too. He's fast. And Jimmy Garoppolo knows he don't want to take a hit from him. Got to watch out for a fake here. Oh, blocked. Let's go. I said special teams. If the special teams make a play, special teams being special. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Special teams is showing up. Exactly. That's what I said. And this can turn the game. This is crucial right here. This is field position right here. So if the Chargers score a touchdown, you can thank this special teams play right here. This is points. That's a points play. They got it at the 44, Niner 44. That is great field position. Great field position. So if they're able to capitalize on this, that is a points play. That's a special teams play. That is points. Again, that's more pressure. This is more pressure on the Niners. More pressure on the Niners. More pressure on Kyle Shanahan. More pressure on Jimmy Garoppolo. Oh man, if Herbert would have held that a little longer, he would have had Josh Palmer streaking towards the sideline. He could have put that on him. First NFL career star Foster Sarrell. Horvath out of the backfield. I like that. Close to a first down. This is four down territory though. Chargers are going for this on. If they don't get it here, they're going for it on fourth down. You can best believe. I would go deep here. Oh, there you go. There's a first down. More time off the clock. Yeah, and they haven't ran the quarterback sneaks with Herbert because of the rib thing, but I think that shows that he is pretty much close to being 100% now. Because that's something that you run with a quarterback. He's 6'6", 240. You got to run that with a guy that big. You have to run that. So they got that. That element is back now. So, oh my God, Trey McKitty again. Hands of cement. Hands of cement. Trey McKitty. I said this. I called him that on Twitter. He's hands of cement. He's scoring. And if he catches that, he's scoring too. There's no way the cornerback Travarius Ward is going to get him to the ground on that. He's going to score if he catches that. Hell of a throw, but the drop. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Did you see the throw? Did you see the throw? Did you see the throw? Hey, somebody call Emmanuel Acho. Somebody call Emmanuel Acho. Look at Chris Collinsworth break it down. Ooh. 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 Damn. 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 I can't believe that throw. I can't believe that throw. Look at that. That's right. Oh. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. That's what I said. Where's Acho? Where's Acho? I want Acho to break that down. Tua didn't have a throw. Tua has not made a throw in his career that has been like that. I want Acho to break that down since he's always breaking down Tua's open throws. I want him to break that down. Please, somebody at him on Twitter. Ask him to please break that down. I want to see him. I want to see the breakdown. I want to see the full play breakdown from a former NFL player. I want to see it. That was ridiculous. That was a ridiculous throw. And ain't no defense for that either. That's the crazy thing. Niners are the best defensive team in the league. They're number one. There's no they don't have they don't have a defense for throws like that. That is crazy. That is nuts. That is nuts. Damn. That is one of his best throws of his career. Ah, man. He got close. Damn, Herbert, he got close to flipping that one out. But that's more of a coverage sack though. That was good for Surreal. That was coverage. I don't think that was that bad. Damn it, man. Damn, we had an opportunity to score there, but we're taking the points though. We take the points.
Chargers completely changed their practice schedule this week to try and get used to starting faster, and they certainly have.
We'll take the points. We'll take the points because this Niner offense is they're going to struggle putting up points, and as long as the Chargers stop the big plays, they're going to struggle putting up points. If they put pressure on Jimmy G, like I think that they can, you take the points. Even if they stop us 2 to 3 more times, I take the points. I keep kicking field goals. I keep kicking field goals because the way that the defense is playing, the way that our defense is stopping the run, I'm taking the points because 2, 3 more field goals, that might be enough to win this ball game. That might be enough. 22 points or whatever, that might be enough to win this game. The way this defense is playing, they're going to have to limit Debo and Ayuk in the second half, and I think they're going to try to get Kittle involved too. I think Kyle Shanahan he's already like circling plays and trying to game plan for his script in the second half. I think he's going to try to get them guys involved on. He's going to try to scheme them open on one read type of routes, like one read only type routes, because Jimmy is not good at scanning the field. We all seen that too. He's tap dancing in there. He knows that Khalil Mack is up against his right tackle. He knows his right tackle ain't that great, so the longer he holds onto the ball, the more chance that they have of disaster happening for them. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do here. I don't know if they try to run the ball. They're only down by 10 points, but again, the play calling, Kyle Shanahan's play calling, any type of deficit, and he kind of abandons the run a little bit, and he won't get back. He won't get back to it until the second half or whatever. He is kind of notorious for abandoning the run. So I want to see what he's going to do here. Is he going to come out and are they going to drop back and just try to throw the ball? If they do that, this it's not looking good for them. It's really not looking good for them, especially with the way that the Chargers plays on defense. He's going to have to make throws. He's going to have to make the type of throws that Geno Smith was making against us in that home game. And I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo can make those type of throws. Honestly, I honestly don't think so. Our defense is giving up 20 or less points in 4 games this year. This could be number 5. It could be number 5, especially with the way they're playing too. The way that they're playing, the way the Niners are playing offense, they're not doing themselves any favors either. And like I said, Kyle can go away from the run. He goes away from the run a lot. Let's not lie to ourselves. Acho is still going to come up with some BS about this game. Yeah, hell yeah, he is. Hell yeah, he is. You know he is. And he's not going to say anything about that throw either. Oh, I didn't see the throw. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Let's see. Everett might be done for the night. Yeah, he hasn't been in. Yeah, Trey McKitty's in, and he's running. He's not the same route runner that Everett is, and he obviously don't have the hands that Everett has either. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. Now is a perfect time though. If there's anytime, now is a perfect time to get Bandy working in the middle of the field, right? I guess you can say from the tight end position. You don't want to have him blocking, but you can have him running some routes in the middle of the field. I think that would put him in a more advantageous position because on the outside he's not getting separation and they're not, respecting his speed. They're driving on the ball. They can't do that in the middle of the field. The linebackers don't cover like cornerbacks do. Even if you're a good covering linebacker, you don't cover like a cornerback does. So they're going to respect whatever he does, and he's going to be able to sit down and have some windows to catch balls. Let's go. Everett, his groin. Okay, so Everett is his groin. Everett was in last play. Was he? Okay. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Inside run. Brendan Fehoko doing a damn good job.
escorted into the X-ray room. He is officially questionable with a left knee. And then linebacker Kenneth Murray.
He won't be back.
Going to the blue tent for a couple of minutes. He was with the unaffiliated neurotrauma consultant. They went into the locker room, and he is being evaluated for a head injury.
He's being evaluated for a concussion. I don't think it didn't look like he had. I don't know. I'm not gonna speculate, but we can't tell for sure. Oh man, Derwin James had an open shot. Man, Derwin James he had a decleater right there. That could have been a turnover. No, he didn't see him. No, he did not see him. That would have been a turn. That would have been a turnover. He would have hit the shit out of him. Damn. Yeah, they got lucky on that one. Jimmy Garoppolo, I told you this. They don't want to play him this way. Now it is 3rd and long. He has to come out and make another throw, another tight window throw. He's gonna have to come out and make another tight window throw, unless the coverage is busted. He can't do this. We've seen him in the Super Bowl. He can't do this. This is not his game. His game is playing from ahead, and being able to go and play action and throw to guys that are pretty much open. This tight window stuff, he doesn't do it. He's not Herbert. These are two opposite quarterbacks playing right now. Okay, they threw it across the middle to Kittle. That's that guy. He's pretty reliable. I think he lined up. Was he lined up against Michael Davis? Okay, yeah, he's lined up against Michael Davis, so he got a little separation. So that's what they want to. That's what they want to do with Kittle. And they like that matchup with Davis on Kittle. So he's holding the ball. I think that's a hold, or it's a hold or a lineman downfield.
Midfield on the opposite side where the ball was thrown. Midfield is 6 yards down from where the line of scrimmage was.
What number though? They didn't even say what number it was. Let's see.
It's the ad-libs that work. Watch McLeod. He's just a player control. He's just going to sit on the line of scrimmage out there. Then he looks back and Garoppolo's going crazy. So he says, okay, I've got a linebacker on me. Let's go ahead and spin run by him. There goes
Damn.
And he's gone. So Jimmy Garoppolo, little Lamar Jackson.
That wasn't even. You really can't blame Reader for that. He had the thing covered. He's just not fast like that. That wasn't that bad. That wasn't that bad of a play at all. That wasn't bad. I mean, sometimes that happens. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it's nobody's fault. They had it covered. They had it covered well, but it happens.
A little sophistication, right, on these screen passes. It's really about acting. It's about selling.
That was good tackling. Good tackle by Van Noy too. That was a good tackle.
As Melissa told you, is running back onto the field now. Garoppolo swings it. McCaffrey's got blocked. McCaffrey inside the 10. At the 5-yard line, James tries to pull him down. First and goal for the 49ers.
This is where McCaffrey's at his best on little swing plays and stuff like that. Little trickeration type stuff.
Sees what he likes going back this way. He really doesn't even think about handing that thing off.
They're just, yeah.
There you go. Get the ball in the hands of those playmakers. They're doing a much better
The amount of holding going uncalled is insane. Yeah, they're holding on every play, especially the right side of the line. McGlinchey and the right tackle as well. I mean, the right guard. He's holding the shit out of everybody. See, I'm not afraid of McCaffrey in this type of like goal line situation. I'm just not. He's not a big bruising guy, so I don't know. He's just not the. I think he's much overrated. If Debo was back there, I would have a much more you know worried mind. But he's not though. So it's oh Khalil Mack. He went over. He got back though. What are they doing? That was weird. What are they doing? Are they trying to leave us more time? That was weird. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. This Georgia team's looking for this was a tough one coming into them, and they could be up by a lot more right now. Yeah, I think the guys on our pregame show probably wondered a little bit about that too, but we would have fallen into that trap as well. Whether or not the Niners score right now, let's see what the 2-minute offense looks like on the other side. Let's see what that looks like. Let's see if the Chargers are able to go downfield, because I think if they're able to go downfield, against this defense when it's set, I think they're going to be able to go downfield in the 2-minute type of situation. So stop them, third down. This is fourth down territory for the Niners, though. They're going for it if they don't get it right here. They're going for it, and I think they're going to run both times. I don't think the ball's going to be in Jimmy's hands. I don't think they want to test anything. I think it's going to be runs. I think it's going to be all runs here. Third down, whether or not they get this third down, they're going to go for it. I don't think they kick and take points, knowing that the Chargers are going to get the ball right now in 2-minute, 2-minute offense. So I don't know. I don't know. I think your two best defensive calls. I think you're gonna have to go with that. It looks like Kenneth Murray is gonna be back in the game. I didn't think he had a concussion, and he ran back out on the field. They said so. I think he's gonna be in here. He's gonna have a chance to stop the run here and make a play. He's gonna have a huge chance to do that. So let's see what happens. Regardless, right? Whether they score or not, this has been the best half of Charger football that I've seen since week 2 against the Chiefs. This has been the best, the most focused, the most detail-oriented half of football that I've seen since that week 2 game. This has been a very, very good outing so far. Now, obviously, they have to finish it off here. You got 2 minutes left. You got to get a stop, and you have to at least do something, get down the field. Put some more pressure on the Niner defense, get down the field. You're going to have 2 minutes. And the Chargers got all 3 timeouts, so they have a chance to do something here. But, up until now, this is the best half of Charger football since that week 2 game. They prepared for this. They paid attention to detail this week. And you can tell in the preparation, you can tell in how they are playing, you can tell in the aggressiveness, you can tell in the play calling. Now, that week 2 game against the Chiefs was a good half of football, but the second half, we know what happened in the second half. It wasn't good in the second half. So let's see what they do here. Let's see what they do. I hope that this aggressive mindset stays there, because if the Chargers are able to pull this out, then we got a real primetime game happening next week. So I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but they're going to go for it here. They're going to go for it. They got 2 plays to get a stop. I'll be surprised if they kick a field goal, but I think they got 2 plays to get a stop here. So defensively, let's see what they do. Let's see what the play call is. They got the heavy set out there. Oh, they try to sneak it. It's a touchdown. Quarterback sneak. I mean, So it's good, good drive for them, but it's Van Noy was in there at the middle linebacker. Damn, he did not shoot the gap at all, so he didn't know that was coming. Murray didn't know it was coming either. That was just something that was they kind of took the Chargers off guard there. But regardless, still a great half of football so far. So got 157 left. Chargers will get the ball back and 3 timeouts. So they can do whatever they want to do on offense. They can do whatever they want to do on offense. Joe Lombardi has to call a good. Joe Lombardi has to call it good. He has to call a good 2-minute drive here. You got to be aggressive. They've already showed that they can be aggressive, but you have to continue being more aggressive, though. Continue to show that downfield threat. If they continue to do that, then they're gonna be open in the middle of the field. DeAndre Carter is gonna be open in the middle of the field, possibly Michael Bandy as well too. Once you get the ball thrown over the linebackers in front of the safeties, good stuff has happened. So they've done that 2-3 times now. So good stuff has been happening on that on those little plays there, making sure you get the ball over the linebacker, and Herbert can do that, especially when the linebackers have their back turned and they're running with Eckler, or they're trying to run with whoever is the tight end. They have a chance. They're gonna have a chance to make some plays. So hopefully they can do something here before the half. Hopefully they can put some more points up on the board. Even if it's a field goal, it's going to still put more pressure on the Niners. So hopefully they can get a touchdown here to finish out this half. They can get a touchdown to finish out this half. We'll be sitting pretty looking in the second half. We will be sitting pretty in the second half. So let's see what happens. You can't hold the 49ers too long. No, I mean, the 49ers are going to be in a position that they don't want to be in right now. So they're playing a Jimmy Garoppolo game, and when they play Jimmy Garoppolo games, they don't win a lot of those. So I unless they get the run game going, which they haven't, they got it going a little bit on the first drive, but since then they haven't got the run game going. This is a Jimmy Garoppolo game. The Niners don't win a lot of Jimmy Garoppolo games. That's why they're 4-4. That is why they're 4-4. They don't win Jimmy Garoppolo games. So let's see. My watch just told my heart rate is over 120 for the last 10 minutes. yeah. Nervous. I mean, little, but the way that this game is going, I'm less and less nervous every play. This game plan is solid on both sides of the ball. So I'm not too worried about it. This is just an execution. I think it's an execution thing. They have to execute. Come on, Chargers, keep scoring. We need to keep stopping the run and limit passing on Niners offense and Chargers offense. The Niners offense is not. They're passing the ball okay. That play that Jimmy Garoppolo made was just an ad-lib play. Troy Reader was in coverage against the running back, so obviously that's not. And Jimmy, you give him credit, he extended it, but that wasn't a play that was built in. That was just something off the fly. They got lucky, pretty much. So, can't wait to cut Calvin. I know at the end of the season he's not good and too old. This is not the Patriots. Yeah, he's not really having the impact that I thought he would. He's not having a super good impact. I haven't really seen him make any impact plays. He's played okay tonight, but for the most part, I think you can replace his production with somebody in the draft. So, so this one. I'm thinking more excited than anything. Surprised maybe. Right? Yeah. Same here. A little. Yeah. Just. Yeah. Very. Very. I'm surprised they kept it up pretty much. The swing passes. This is Lombardi's going back to his bad habits, not doing anything. Got to go downfield. Got to go downfield. The swing pass is not going to work. Oh, come on, where the flag at? Thank you. You gotta allow him both hands to catch that. Thank you. And that's one of the things too with going downfield too. That's what a lot of people don't understand, or maybe they forget, you have the opportunity to get some pass interference calls just like this. Whether or not you complete the pass, you can get pass interference calls just like that. Now you're really in business. Now the Chargers are really in business. It's a spot foul, right? 1st and 10. Now they're really in business. 3 timeouts left. You can do anything. Let's go. Well, the Kyle Van Noy hate, he's been good. No, I'm not hating, but he hasn't had the production that I thought that he would have, especially playing on the outside. He doesn't keep the edge. He doesn't set the edge. His production can be replaced in the draft for much cheaper too. So it's a cost cutting measure too. Like he doesn't make a lot of money, but you can get a guy who makes less than half of what he makes do the same thing that he's doing right now. So I'm not hating on him. It's a cost cutting measure. Herbert's going to get paid, so they're going to have to, let go of the money somewhere. So, I'm glad that got batted down because another swing pass not going to do anything. Got to go down the field. You got to go down the middle of the field. Got to go down the middle. Make the linebackers turn their backs. Did he catch that? Oh, he caught that. Wow. Wow. That was a hell of a throw. That was a hell of a throw. Jamari Sawyer. What the? What the hell? That was weird.
45 seconds till the half. So how do they get the pressure? They've got 3 on this side that are rushing. So that means 1-on-1 on the rookie inside here.
Zion Johnson got beat here.
And you're going to see a minute who just give him the double arm swipe and then give another arm a swipe when he got to Herbert. That arm's empty coming out. That's a fumble. Should have been called as such, and that's why nobody had wanted.
Sawyer has the ball too. He should have ran with it. Oh no, but he can't advance it anyway. Yeah, he can't advance it.
And now they're getting wise to that and stopping it because after this play.
It's gonna stay as called. It was a fumble with a clear recovery by the Chargers. 2nd and 50. You got to go down the middle of the field. Go down the middle of the field. Zion Johnson, got to be better. Got to be better. You cannot allow that. You cannot allow that pressure. And he was a little off balance too. He was a little on his toes. He was like front leaning. So he got beat on that. He has to stay back in his stance. If he stays back in his stance, he'll be fine. Herbert's got to step up too. He's got to step up in the pocket because somebody is going to run open. The linebackers are turning their backs. They're turning their backs, and the safeties are deep. The safeties are deep because they know that they can get beat deep because they got beat deep in the beginning of the game. Linebackers turn their backs. You got to step up and make a throw. Step up and make a throw. You got to throw it there because you're either going to complete it or you're going to get a pass interference call on a linebacker for face guarding. That's one of the things when you have your linebackers playing, in coverage so much like the Niners do. You can open yourself up for some of that. The linebackers don't cover like safeties. They don't cover like cornerbacks. They cover like linebackers. They're super aggressive. They, get there before the ball gets there. You can open yourself up for some easy, yardage, some easy penalty yardage with the linebackers covering as much as they do. So let's go. Herbert has to step up in the pocket though. I don't think he can continue sinking. As soon as he feels that, pressure coming, especially on his right side with Sorrell playing, he's got to step up in the pocket. He has to step up because they are open in the middle for him. They're opening it up. If they open it up, he's got to step up, make a throw. If he does that, he has obviously enough arm strength, but he'll have enough room to get off a good throw. He won't have to do anything mechanically or shorten his stride or anything. He'll have enough time and he can get off a good throw. So he's got to step up though. If he makes sure that he steps up, he'll be fine. That is there though, because Corey Linsley is doing a good job going either left or right. He has been shading right all night long to help out the right side of the line. So if they continue doing that, he has to step up, run up in the pocket, and hit your receiver.
Because it was ruled a fumble, they just had the ball down in the wrong spot. The Charger timeout there keeps the clock where it was.
Yeah, so it's a fumble.
Fumble rules last 2 minutes, fourth down fumbles. Date back to the famous Holy Roller game. The fans of the AFC West remember.
I think they would have done a 10-second runoff if they didn't do that. So let's see, man, we got this. I hope so. They got to make a chunk play here though. Protection's good. Step up. Step up. See? That was a good run. That was a very good run. You see how the middle is opening up? If he has a throw, he can just step up and throw it. He had a run there, but the middle is opening up. Look at Linsley shading over to the right, just like I said, helping out. Everybody's one-on-one. If he has a throw, just step up and throw it. But, I mean, I think that's going to be there for him a lot, too, the run. I think he can step up and get, 7 to 8 yards doing that. He can do a lot of that. I think that's going to be there. The floodgates are going to open, though, because Corey Linsley is shading over to the right. So he's rarely going to have, if he steps up, he's rarely going to have a defensive tackle in his face. They're all going to be, doing their blocking assignments on the right and left side of him. So the floodgates are open. He step up, make a throw, step up, even fake a throw and run it, get more yards. So, the opportunity is going to be there on this play too, even though they're going to blitz. Looks like they're in zero. Got to get rid of it. Got to get rid of it. Oh, man. That should be a flag. He looks okay, though. Oh, he went helmet to helmet. Oh, he went helmet to helmet. Damn.
It's part of the conversation here, I would imagine. It is, and what they're looking at is this a use of helmet foul?
That is a use of helmet foul. Damn. I don't think they're going to take him out either because he doesn't have. He doesn't have. He doesn't have gross motor. He doesn't have gross motor skill. He's not wobbly, so they haven't taken him out of the game. But good God, man, that's scary. Sheesh. Yes. Whoa, they threw him out. They threw him out the game. They threw him out the. They threw him out the game. Wow. He's their second best linebacker too. Whoa. Yeah, Herbert's got to come out. He's okay though. He's good though.
Because we go back to all that conversation of the athletic trainers upstairs who's spotting and sees these things on replay and will call down and stop the game. And he did stay down on a knee for about a 7 count.
He was back up though. I think he's fine, and he's not. I don't think he's concussed. Damn. Tua changed the game. Yeah, he did. Jesus Christ. That's why this is why they don't ever want Chase Daniel to see the field. Good God. Jesus Christ, that was terrible. Damn, that was. Oh boy. So what do we do here? We're on the 20-yard line here. Don't do anything stupid. No, don't catch it. Don't catch it. Don't catch it. Do not lose yardage. Do not lose yards. You got to run it here. You got to run it. A draw or something. You got to run it here. You can't. Chase needs to sit. Chase needs to retire. He is trash. Trash. Settle for 3, 100%. You have to settle for 3 here. You can't. You got to run it. You got to run it in a draw. You cannot have. This better Herbert better come back in the game, man. Oh my God! Why didn't they run the ball? Run the ball. Run the ball. The Chargers, they're not going to do anything. Chase Daniel's not going to throw the ball. Just run it. Chase Daniel is on this team because he's friends with Joe Lombardi. That's why he's on this team. He can't play. He is trash. He is overweight. He has no arm, and he does not belong on. He don't belong on any NFL roster. He's on this team because he is friends with Joe Lombardi. If Lombardi's not going to be, I don't think Lombardi's going to be back next year, regardless of what happens this year. So I don't think Chase Daniel will be back on this team. There's no way. You have to get better at backup quarterback for situations like this. Digger the kicker. Let's go. That's what we just needed points. We needed points. Herbert's got his helmet back, so I think he's gonna be okay. Looks like he's gonna be okay. Let's go. It's halftime. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, so I'm gonna take a little break here. We'll use the restroom and all of that stuff. So I'll be back. Once the second half is resumed, definitely be back. Probably be back a little bit before then. I want to take a look at some of the stats as well too. So see what happens here, and let's resume this when the game starts. So I will be right back. Just let me get my stuff together here. I'll be right back. Okay, back. Back. Seen that pass to Christian McCaffrey. Little swing pass. That's how they have to use him. They have to get him involved like that. That's not killing us though. So I'm not too worried about that. Hand off to Debo. That can kill us. I am worried about that. That's much more effective than the McCaffrey run. So I am worried about that. But I expected them to come out and use their weapons in the second half, though. They didn't do it in the first half. They're going to use them this half, and they have to. They have to use them. They have to gimmick something up because Jimmy dropping back isn't what they think it's going to be. So.
One of the things we're seeing a lot more out of the 49ers are these toss plays out here. And it used to all be sort of outside zone.
Off tackle. Off tackle stuff. And they're trying to hit that off tackle because Chargers back in that 6-1. So they're going to try to attack the outside. They've shut down the A and B gaps. Breeden Fehoko has been doing a really good job, too. He deserves a game ball. He's short. He's short. He's short 3rd and 1. They're probably going to quarterback sneaky this way. This is a scripted drive, though, so don't react. I don't think he got it, though. I don't think he got it. Fourth down. I think they're going to go for it. Don't overreact to this drive though. This is a scripted drive, just like the first drive of the game. This is scripted, and these plays were scripted to flow off of one another. So don't overreact to it. The play calling is still hasn't been good for the Niners all game long. So if you overreact to it, then it's not going to be this flow. They're not going to have this flow on any of their other possessions. This is a scripted drive, and they got the 4th down, so now they can continue doing what they're doing. But this is what they do. So this is what Kyle Shanahan does. This is what he's known for doing. So it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all what's going on here. Even if they score a touchdown, I'm still not overreacting to this. Hopefully the Chargers will get a stop, but don't overreact to it because this is what Kyle Shanahan does. I think he's the best play scripter in the league. He's the best play scripter in the league, but it's as far as going forward, we'll see. But the Chargers, they got to do a better job of stopping the run here. So. They're going to continue. They're going to continue to use the misdirection. They're going to continue using the misdirection. On the other side, yep, it's the same misdirection stuff. So they're playing with the eyes of the defensive line there. And it is what it is. If they score, they score. But this is a scripted drive. If the Chargers are able to stop the run here, I think they're going to be fine. So this is just like the first half, just like the first Drive of the game. I'm not really worried about this. I'm not neither impressed nor worried really about this. So we'll see how they if they can get a stop here in goal territory. Um, I don't know. I don't know if they'll go for it. It's a close game. They might take the points, but uh, they're gonna have to stop the run here too. You're gonna have to stop the run and the quick play action stuff. But if they do that, they're gonna be fine. Make a tackle, and there you go. You make a tackle, and now it's third down. So this is a huge play here. Again, this is points. The Chargers keep them out of the end zone. They keep another 4 points off the board, assuming they make the field goal. So this is setting up how the Chargers wanted to be set up. So let's go, let's go. They're able to generate pressure here. They haven't really pressured all game long. So, oh man, damn. See, they get a stop. They get another field goal. This is similar, very, very similar to what happened. Very, very similar to what happened the first play of the game. So, I mean, the first drive of the game. Extremely similar. This is what happens. This is what happens in the NFL, man. This is what happens. If you're able to get stops in the red zone, you're more than likely going to, succeed. The Chargers now they need to do work. They got to put it back in the end zone here. Field goal is not going to do it. They got to put it back in the end zone. Let's see what Joe Lombardi has schemed up here for this first drive. Hopefully they go back to being aggressive just like they were on the first drive of the game. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. Let's see. Should have been a pick. Yes, definitely. Like you said before, as long as Jimmy G is throwing the ball, I ain't worried. And he's been throwing the ball a lot. Where is I was wanting to check the stats here and see Jimmy has had the ball in his hands a lot more. He's had the ball in his hands a lot more than I thought a lot more. The ball's been in his hands a lot more than I thought that he would be throwing it. He's been throwing it a lot. So he's at 16 attempts so far, and they've only had 4 or 5 drives. So that's quite a bit. McCaffrey's had 11 carries. Mitchell's had 7 carries. Debo's had 2 carries. So as far as the run game goes, the Chargers are okay. They're not giving up too many yards in the run game. So far, they've given up rushing yards 98, and that's good for a good rushing team like the Niners. So that's a good thing. So this is going to be come down to whether or not the Chargers can score another touchdown. If they score another touchdown, it's going to put so much pressure on the Niners. But they need to score another touchdown. They got to get another touchdown here, and I think they're going to have to run the ball. They're going to have to run the ball as well. They need to run the ball. They can't just come out and meander and throw the ball and do the short passing game and all that type of crap. They're going to have to run the ball. They're going to have to take some time off the clock. The Chargers have only got 9 first downs up until this point. Only 9 first downs. That's not enough. They need more than that. And only 34 rushing yards. Obviously, they need more than that as well, too. Time of possession, 14:39. The Niners have had the ball for 21 minutes and only scored 13 points. So all things considered, defense is playing really, really well right now. They're focused and they're keyed in. They have to continue to, be aggressive, but, also don't break, right? Kind of bend, but don't break. And they've been doing a good job at that. So I think they're playing well right now. So Apex Prowler, thank you for the super chat. The 49ers are finesse like we were saying yesterday. Yes, they are. Very, very finesse. Very finesse. And when they don't get ahead of schedule, they look like this offensively. And that's why they're 4-4. With all this talent on this team, they're 4. Again, we're arguing with the dude yesterday, the Niner fan yesterday. They're 4-4. They have more losses than us. And when people look at it, and and I've watched a few Niner games this year, but when I look at it and I'm like, how do they have 4 losses? I see why now. Because if they get off their mark, and they don't play the way that they want to play, then they have to go to Jimmy Garoppolo. They have to go back to him dropping back, throwing a lot of passes, and it doesn't work for them. They're not as good doing that. So obviously, this is how we want to win this game. This is the best chance for us to win this game. And if they continue to force Jimmy Garoppolo to throw the ball a lot, I don't think it's going to turn out in the Niners' favor. I honestly don't. But the Chargers, they got to do something on offense, though. They can't just rely on Justin Herbert. They got to do something on offense. This would only be the second penalty against the Chargers. So they played a pretty good, clean game so far, too. Oh, offsides on there. Okay. I thought I was going to be on nuts. I thought they were calling us for a run, a hold or something. So the Chargers only have 1 penalty so far, too. It's a good thing. Oh, yeah, and no Dre Greenlaw in the second half, too. I forgot about that. He got ejected. So, yes, let's go. Fajoko's a bona fide nose. Yeah, he is. He is a bona fide nose. He's been playing well, too. I don't understand why he played exactly the same thing here. I don't understand either. He should be playing more. From the 30, it's 1st and 5. And Herbert back in the game. Fires complete to Palmer. Joshua Palmer. Great throw, great catch. Physical catch by Palmer. That's what the Chargers need more of. Oh, 94. 94 has been getting pressure, too. He's been the one getting most of the pressure, him and Bosa. So I don't think they can afford to lose him right now. They can't afford to lose him. They need him because Bosa's been getting most of the pressure. 94 has been one-on-one too. So they lose him, then now you can double Bosa on every single play. That can affect the game right now. That can affect this drive definitely. So be looking out for that. Let's see. Garoppolo isn't that good. I said this yesterday. He's not. I think he's good playing a specific way. When he doesn't play a specific way, when he can't play a specific way, he loses. He loses more than probably 80% of the time if he can't play a specific way. Things have to be in order for him to win. He isn't that good. You are right. Our run game isn't going anywhere so far. No, it's not. But they need to continue. They need to continue it, though. They have to continue running the ball. I think especially on first and second down. I think second down is probably the best time to run the ball. So especially if you pick up something short on first down, if it's first, you pick up 2 yards on first down on the pass play, 3 yards, come out, run the ball second down, right? Get 3 or 4 yards, put yourself into 3rd and 3. That's what they did in the first half, and it really worked. So I want them to continue doing more of that. Let's see, I was in the Niners chat yesterday. It was a mutiny against the coach. A mutiny against Kyle Shanahan? I've heard people say stuff about Kyle Shanahan, but he gets like the ultimate pass because he's like the creator of like the Sean McVay type of coach. Like he was the original like young, smart offensive mind. He was the original guy. Then Sean McVay came behind him, and then Zach Taylor. Now you have all these other younger guys. He was the original guy, so he kind of gets a pass. And he is not his job is not in jeopardy. He would be swooped up by a lot of teams if the Niners were to go a different direction. So I don't think his job is in jeopardy. I think he has a lot of job security. But that's funny that they a mutiny against them against a mutiny against Shanahan, because he's the reason why the Niners are good. To make no mistake about it, they just don't have a quarterback, but he's the reason why, though. Palmer is balling. Yeah, he is. Palmer's doing well right now. He's running good routes, and he is, making physical catches too, because they're all on his back and stuff. So, Josh needs to be a stud for Justin this half. Yeah, he does. He does. Palmer is the next Keenan, but we need another speed receiver outside of guy, and also a good run stuff for a linebacker. Agree. 100% agree. 100% agree with all of that. Eckler. There we go, Eckler. There we go. That's why you got to keep running the ball. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. You have to keep running the ball. You can't go away from it.
What the officials told him. He said, well, they said it came from New York. He said, I understand the penalty, but the ejection, and he used a whole lot of expletives.
The call, the ejection for Dre Greenlaw came from New York. That's interesting. I think he only did. I think he only got ejected because everybody's watching this on national TV with the concussion stuff. If this was a regular Sunday game, Sunday afternoon game, I don't think he would have got ejected. And of course, we got to see Sony Michel in to waste it down. Of course, we got to see him instead of Isaiah Spiller. So yes, against Shanahan. Wow, that's odd. That's crazy. Shanahan is the reason why the Niners are who they are right now. They're not here without. They don't have relevance without him. They're back in the Mike Singletary times without Kyle Shanahan. So that's weird that they would have a mutiny against him. He knows what he's doing. He's got them to multiple conference championship games. So. Third and 8 here. We got to get something here. We got to get something going here. We got to get something over the middle. They are going to pressure. They've been pressuring, and they're going to go man-to-man too. And they're man-to-man there. No crossing routes, though. See, if Herbert was able to audible, he would audible to a man beat there. They're going to pressure right here, too, and they're going to go man again. They got to run some type of crosses. They got to run some type of cross. They're going to pressure. They're bringing more pressure. They're already at the line. They're bringing it. They're going man. Just get rid of it. They got to be man beaters. Man beaters. Man beaters. Joe Lombardi, again, man beaters. You cannot run spacing stuff against man coverage. It doesn't work. There should be. You should always have crossing routes. Oh, man. Come on, JK. You got to be better than that, man. You got to be better than that. We got to be better. They need the O-line. The O-line is doing a good job. They're bringing extra pressure, though. So what Lombardi has to call plays that keep the running back in. You got to keep the running back in. You got to keep Trey McKitty. Trey McKitty was in the route right now. Keep Trey McKitty in. He can't catch anyway. Keep him in. He should be blocking all the time. So you should always have 6. And then if you keep your running back in, Sony Michel, whoever, he's probably the Austin Eckler's pretty good at blitz pickup too. You should always keep them in on the down like that when you're running crossers. The Niners are bringing pressure. Keep Trey McKitty in the game. Keep Trey McKitty on the line. Keep him blocking, and you have your running back step up. Now you have 2 extra blockers. Now, Herbert's still going to have to get rid of the ball pretty quick, but he's not going to be running for his life like that. So the offensive line is doing as much as they can, but there's only 5 offensive linemen. If they bring more than 5, then you're going to have, a free runner, and Fred Warner was the free runner on that one. So they have to call plays where they keep more protection in. You have to protect that. You got to get it shored up. The Niners blitz on third down like almost all the time. All the tape that I watch from them, they blitz on third down all the time, especially when it's past 35, they blitz, they bring it. They always bring it. They're going to bring their linebackers, and they're going to play off man coverage. You have to have man beaters. You have to have crossers, right? And you have to have people in there to pick up that blitz. If you do that, then you're going to be able to get a good throw to a guy who is open too. Like they play off coverage, off man. The cornerbacks are off 5 or 6 yards playing man coverage. So if you get a guy running across the field, that guy is just chasing them the whole way. You're going to be able to get a pretty good throw to open receiver. So it's very simple. The Niners do this all the time. They always do this. So this is no surprise. The Chargers shouldn't be shocked by this. They do this. If they watched any film, they would have seen this on film. Crossers and quick hits on the outside. I totally agree. Yeah, Lombardi has no creativity. It's not just the creativity. It's just it's the basic stuff. You know what the Niners like to do, especially on third and long. They get you in third and long. They bring pressure. And, every now and then they'll bring the safety down, Hufanga. They'll bring Hufanga off the edge too. So they bring guys, they play off man coverage, and they're hoping that the pressure gets to the quarterback before he can complete a pass. But while they're playing off man coverage, because they don't really come up and press, I don't think their corners are all that fast. So you know that it's coming. So you know that you're going to have an opportunity to throw it to a pretty wide open guy, right? And it's just up to him whether or not he gets, breaks the tackle and picks up the 8 or 9 yards. But it's there. Like, it's very basic stuff. Very, very basic stuff. We need to make adjustments. Yeah, offensively, we have to make adjustments. Definitely. Defensively, I think we're fine. They're going to try to continue running the ball now. They're going to continue running the ball, and yeah, they're still. Staley is still trying to get stops with the 5-man. They can't do it. There's too many gaps. There's too much space. There's too much airspace. The Chargers don't close the airspace well on the defensive line or at linebacker. You got to bring in the 6-man. You got to bring the 6-man. You're gonna have to come back with it, Staley. You're gonna have to come back with it. Stop being, this hard-headed ego guy. Come back with it. Come back with it. Come back with that 6-man. Make them do something else. Make them do something else. The 6-1 was working to perfection in the first half. You're gonna have to bring it back. If you don't bring it back, you're gonna have now. Here we go. Another 5-man line here. Oh yes. Oh yes. Let's go, baby. Good God. They just See that, and that's what I'm saying with Kyle Shanahan. Sometimes the play calling, sometimes he gets too big for his britches. You don't call a naked bootleg with Khalil Mack unblocked. That don't make any sense. Let's go. Khalil Mack, man, damn. He's worth everything that they paying him. And he's holding too. Good God. Good God. Who is holding? He's hugging him. Hugging. He's hugging him. Damn. Isn't that washed up guy? Yeah, let the Raider fans say, yeah, he's washed up. Chargers got to tackle better too. You can't allow that much down because you can think about maybe going for it on 4th and 4 now. Damn, it's crazy. Why are they moving away from the run? Kyle Shanahan gets too cute. He gets too big for his britches. They get too cute. They get too cute. Shanahan gets too cute. That was a cute drive. A naked bootleg was stupid. I would be roasting Joe Lombardi if he called that against Bosa, against Nick Bosa. I would be roasting Lombardi for that. And Niner fans should be roasting him for that. You don't call it. That's the one guy on the defense up there who can, pretty much change the course of the game. He did that last week in Atlanta. He took away points from them. He took the ball. He just took the ball from the receiver like it was candy from a baby. That's the guy that you worry about. That's the guy who you don't do that with. That's the guy who you don't take the chance with. That's the guy who you make sure you block every single play. Because if you don't, he will blow up. Whatever game plan you have, he will blow it up. He will blow it up. And that could have turned out bad. Lucky Jimmy turned around in time to see him. Because if that was a slow development bootleg, that would have been a sack fumble. And the Chargers could have possibly had a scoop and score at that point. So that's this bad play calling from Kyle Shanahan. That's too cute. That's way too cute for. If I was a Niner fan, I would be pissed at that. That's too cute. Come on, man. You got to be better than that. Got to be better than that. Why can't we run the ball? They can. They just have to stick with it. They just have to stick with it and be patient. If they're patient and they stick with it, they'll be able to run the ball well enough. It's not going to be for a bunch of yards, but they will be able to run the ball well enough to set up the play action pass. And I think that's what they have to do. They've did it, decently so far. But if they just continue to show it, can just put it in their face, just show it. Hey, we're running. Hey, we're running. Hey, we're running. Bam. Then hit that play action, go over the top, whatever. Then they'll be able to have some success with that. But they're okay running the ball right now. They just need to continue doing more of it. This is a good Niner team. They're going to stop it. There are going to be some runs that you gain nothing. There's going to be some runs that are going to be a loss for 1 or 2, whatever. You have to keep doing it. You can't let that deter you. You can't let that get you down. This is a good defense. They're going to make plays. You have to schedule that into your game plan. They're going to make plays. You cannot let that, get you depressed and I'm going to go away from the run. No, you can't do that. You got to stick with it. You have to stick with it. You can't be a sissy about it. You can't be, they stopped us twice. We're going to stop running now. No, that's not how it should go. And, if they continue just being patient, working the run along, they'll be fine. They will be fine. Let's see. If we score a touchdown, that could be the game. That's kind of how I'm feeling right now, too. It's very late in the third quarter. And things have held up the way that the Chargers have wanted so far. Defense has come out and they've played well. They've got some stops. So I'm feeling that too. But we do need a touchdown right now. We need a big play. I think we need a big play. I think Lombardi's got to dial something up downfield. Got to dial something up downfield. Got to get something on play action. Got to, go at the safeties, attack the safeties, but make sure you block everything up as well. So you gotta block it up. Things gotta be blocked up.
Conversation with him, and he said, this defense, if you try to absorb this defense, you lose. We have to attack them. We have to go after the 49ers.
So it's second and 8 here. Let's see what they pull out. Okay, so that's a good play right there. This short passing game can work in second down. It can work in second down. It can get you 5 and 6, and it can get you back to that 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2. So that's where we are right now too. We're at the 3rd and what are we? 3rd and 2 now, 3rd and 1. So back 3rd and short. So let's go. Third and short, another 3rd and short, and the Chargers have been pretty good on 3rd and short now. So yeah, and it's a first down. Got the quarterback sneak game running. It's going again. We got the quarterback sneak game again. So I love it. I love it.
That's an uncomfortable call for a coach, right? You got your quarterback who's spent a little time in that tent.
And just follow right behind.
But this is one of those all-in games for the Chargers. You can just feel it. They have a chance to come on the road and knock off the 49ers here, and they are all in right now. Hey, Chris, they've got backups and 4 rookies, 5 first-year players on the field right now. And they're hanging here with a good San Francisco team. Isaiah Spiller is one of those rookies. He will not go anywhere.
And that run that's not getting anything, but it's fine. It's showing that you're still going to run the ball. You can still run the ball. The Chargers are up in this game. They're not down. They're not down. They're not down. They're up. So you gotta run the ball. You have to run the ball. You got to show it to them. These stops are going to happen. They're a good team. This is the best defense in the league. You got to show them that you're going to run the ball. You got to get these guys coming forward so that way you can hit them on the back end. Especially, this is going to really set up. This is really going to set up a big play opportunity in the fourth quarter. It's going to set up a big play opportunity in the play action in the fourth quarter because you're showing that you are not afraid to run the ball. You're showing that you're not afraid of it. It's going to set something up. It really is. So just be patient. If they're patient and if Lombardi sticks with the game plan, if he doesn't deviate, if he doesn't turn into, if things don't turn into the Joe Lombardi experience, right, and stick, then they will be able to hit the Niners over the top. They will be able to. Third and 9. Got to pick this up now. Got good protection. Man, these, damn, man, these underneath routes are just. I mean, I know that they were down the field, but it was protected, but it's just that you got to get open down the field. Got to get open up the field. You got to run something to clear them out. I don't know. I haven't seen Lombardi really run that the clear out concepts with the deep digs and the deep outs. You got to run somebody straight down the field. You got two guys on one side of the field. You run somebody straight down the field to clear out that area to take a safety with him. Then you have somebody come and run up underneath him on a deep dig in or a deep out. Either way, those concepts can be ran because the Chargers protected that pretty well. Herbert had a 5-step drop and he didn't get hit. So they need to run some clear out stuff. They're able to protect this. As long as they're not blitzing and as long as they're not bringing the house, the Chargers are able to protect it. So they're doing a pretty decent job with it. They just have to be aggressive. The play calls on third down have to be more aggressive. I don't think Herbert's going to take a chance. Call the game like you have one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And this is Lombardi. I don't. He called the play for them to get the first down, but it's still, the check down, the outlet is there. They need to be better in the fourth quarter. They're going to win this game. They got to be more aggressive. That's just how it is. This is not what's going on now. It's fine, but if they continue being this passive right now, they're not going to win this ball game. So, especially on these third downs, 3rd and 9, you got to convert these. You got to have the ball. You got to be able to run the ball. You got to be able to pick up these third downs. So, man, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Things are going okay, but they gotta be aggressive. Continue being aggressive. That was not an aggressive play call to me at that point right now. Offense is not looking good. I mean, they're okay. They've been okay. They're not. This was not going to be a game where you come in and score a lot of points. We already knew this. So it depends on you moving the ball, being able to take time off the clock, getting first downs. They did a good job in the first half. They have to improve on that in the fourth quarter. Definitely have to improve. What happened to those motion plays that were working? Lombardi went away from it. This is just he's calling plays down the field, but they're not actually really doing anything. You know what I'm saying? So they're kind of guys are down the field, but it's not doing anything. And the Niners are covering it, and Herbert is forced to go to checkdowns, and that's pretty much what's going on here. But if they're aggressive, right? If they run a lot of different concepts, if they run different concepts on both sides, right? If you have doubles, run different concepts on both sides. Clear some space out for receivers. Scheme some stuff open. You can't just tell guys, okay, you're going to run a corner, you run down the field. It just doesn't work, and it doesn't work against zone coverage. Teams are going to adjust to that, especially when they're playing too deep. There's nothing to worry about with it. Let's go, man. Let's go. They have to continue playing well on defense right now. They got to continue playing well on defense. They have to continue getting pressure too. I think the defense needs another turnover. They need another interception. I'm calling for a turnover. I'm calling for an interception right now. If Lombardi was a serial killer, he'd be trying to paper cut people that. Oh, that's hilarious. Damn. Let's see. Another run with Debo. Oh, Kenneth Murray. Almost had him. Debo is a tough tackle though, so he shot the gap pretty well. He's right there. He did get around a face mask too.
So you always talk about with the face mask. Well, like accidentally in there, but it did switch.
Yeah.
So it could be called. Looked like maybe he hooked his thumb in there.
Debo is hurt. Is he?
Second and 5.
I mean, he looked decent to me. Oh, you got there. You go. There you got pressure on Jimmy. He's not gonna stand in there and take a lot of hits.
Give Christian McCaffrey a little credit here. He's going to pick up the first bleacher and the second one. Not completely, but just enough. They brought as much pressure on that one as we've seen all night long. But unfortunately,
He don't want to do that. He don't want to stand in there and take them hits.
If you go through his numbers, that is the one that does not look great. Playing under the pressure of the rush generally does not work to his favor.
And Collinsworth is saying everything that I just said right now. He don't play well against the rush. That's too much space. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, son. That's too much space. What are you doing? Look how far he is. 8 yards. 8 yards off. What are you doing on 3rd and 5? Come on, man. Come down and close the gap a little bit. What are you doing? Why? You can't give up that much damn space. Nope. He's coming back. He's coming back. Way too much. Way too much cushion for 15 Jennings. That's way too much cushion. I know who he is, but he hasn't done anything in this league to deserve getting 8 yards. He's not Devontae Adams. You don't do that. Come on, man. You can't do that. You cannot do that. 10-yard cushion on 35. What are you doing? What? Come on, man. You don't have to come up and press him, but you don't. That much cushion is ridiculous.
Second and 20s. They try to get Debo on the edge to get a little yards after the catch.
Debo does look. He looks a little slower tonight. Maybe he is hurt. I don't know. I've seen somebody say that. Maybe he is. He probably is, but he doesn't look. He don't look himself though.
Staley against Shanahan battle. They are all in on this. These two teams have great respect for each other, especially the coaching staffs. They practiced together before a preseason game last year. But the familiarity.
He does not. Yeah, he does not look himself. Jennings is having to drive. He's pretty good. He don't deserve all that damn. He don't deserve all that space though. I don't think he's a burner either. I don't think he's a 4-3 guy. So I don't think you have to worry about him like running past you. But I don't know. I think he benefits from having Deebo Samuel and George Kittle. He's the guy that's open because he's the guy that's not getting doubled. So.
Now here comes the guy somewhere in between there. So basically what happened was they just simply were unable to account for
3rd and 8. So this is where I think the Chargers are going to have success here on this make a tackle. They got to tackle better. It's third. It was 3rd and 8, and he threw the ball. I think he was like 3-4 yards short. So you got to run up and you got to tackle. Basic football at that point. Nothing scheme wise. Nothing scheme wise. You got to come up and tackle. You got to be better. You got to come up and tackle. It's fine. It's fine.
Are sort of outside-oriented runs, and by the time you get to the fourth quarter, the defense, especially one, it's missing a few people, can wear down. Special first down, and the Niners are having their toll on the Chargers here. They are punishing them, and another Charger defensive lineman.
Oh boy.
Shaken up, and they have very few remain. This is Christian Covington.
Oh man.
Came through very big in the game last week against.
Damn, man. Another D lineman out. Another D lineman. Damn. And I told you Otito wasn't coming back in because they were talking about he was questionable. He's not questionable. They got a card. If you get carded out, you're not coming back into the game. So, oh boy, this is not turning out very well for us. But it is a fourth quarter though, so this is not. They don't need to play for much longer, but they're gonna have to. They're gonna have to continue stopping the run the best way that they can. I think now you got to bring Derwin James up. Now you got to bring some safeties up. If you want to go with that 6-man line, you got to bring some safeties up. I would bring Derwin James up if I was in it. If they keep running the ball like they are, and they go 6-man, they go 6-1 again. I would bring Derwin James back up. I would bring him up and put him on the side of Khalil Mack. Because now, if the Niners are not running and if they pass the ball, then now you have a huge issue. Now you got to block Khalil Mack and Derwin James both on the same side. And, more than likely one of them is going to have a favorable matchup with the tight end or a running back. So that would be a little chess move that I would make. That's something that the Niners would not feel comfortable with. And that was that. I don't think it would be anything that they would run to their side as well too. So you can kind of force their hand and force them to predict, force them to declare what they're going to do. They're either going to pass, it's going to be a quick pass, or they're going to run into the other side. If you have that lineup, if you have James and you have Mack on the same side, because they're not going to attack either of those guys. Both of them are good in the run game, and obviously Derwin James can cover as well too. So, but if you bring both of them on a blitz too, that can spell trouble for the Niners. That can be turnover city. But that's something that I would do. You got to move these guys around. You got to create favorable matchups with your Staley. You got to adjust. This is what the best defensive coaches in the league do. They adjust. They create matchups, especially when you have a guy like Derwin James who you can move around all throughout the defense, put him on the line of scrimmage, move him back, do whatever, right? You can do whatever with him. So you got to create a matchup here. You got to create a matchup that can potentially have, turnover implications. But that's just me. You have a guy in Derwin, you paying him all this money too. You can do whatever you want. So let's go, man. Let's go. 6-1 just died. Damn, Christian Covington. Man. Now I don't think the 6-1 died. You just have to. You got to slide Khalil Mack in. He's got to be a down lineman, and you got to bring Derwin James up. Damn. Oh man, yeah, it's gonna be tough sledding with these 10 minutes now. If we can hold them to a field goal here, though, then we're in good position. All we got to do, I think we got to get one stop here. If we get one stop here, we hold them to a field goal with 10 minutes left on the clock. Offensively, we're gonna have to do something, but I think defensively, I think we'll be fine.
Chargers take a long time getting off the ground. It's a physical opponent that wears you down in the second half.
Chargers are down 14 tackles. Yeah, right. And with Jerry Tillery's dumbass too. Right now is where we could actually use Jerry Tillery just for the body. Like that whole thing played out very, very, unfavorably to us, especially right now playing this team. If they can, all the Chargers got to do, they got to get one more stop. If they get one more stop, put them in third down. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. They're gonna be fine. And if Khalil Mack can get to Brady for Hoko, man, he played that really well. Shed that. Got another stop. See, now you're in third down. You don't need all them defensive tackles now. You're in third down now. Now you got to go out there and make a stop. Now it's Khalil Mack time now. You don't need all those. I mean, I know the defensive tackle situation is bad right now, but you don't need it right now. So now it's 3rd and 10. Now, if you can get some pressure, get a stop. Oh man, damn man. Damn. That was a freaking jailbreak blitz right there, and it almost got home too. I don't think they were set. Damn, man. Damn. Oh, damn. Damn, that almost came. Man. Oh, he missed it. Wow. That was big. That was big. Wow. Blitz was a risky call. Yeah, I agree. I don't think I wouldn't have brought jailbreak. I definitely wouldn't have brought a jailbreak. I would have left for safety back there. They brought both safeties up. I wouldn't have brought the jailbreak. I would have personally brought a linebacker. I would have brought Tranquil, maybe both linebackers. But yeah, I'm not bringing the safety up. Definitely not bringing the safety up. Because that was a deep route that Ayuk caught that ball on. So I don't know. That's I don't know, man. I don't know. That was a risky call. Very risky call. It would have looked good if they would have got home, but it's feast or famine, and they're already in field goal range. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it could have worked out if it got there, but it's risky. Very risky. Yeah, I wouldn't call that. Are we playing zone on these 3rd down passes? No, they were playing off man because they brought the house. That's why if you don't have a man-to-man corner, that's why J.C. Jackson, his injury and all that stuff is crucial, because if you don't have a man-to-man corner, if you don't have a guy who can play man-to-man, come up and bump and run, which everybody really should have been doing. If you're going to bring a jailbreak blitz like that, come up and close the gap a little bit at least, because your quarterback is not going to have really any time. Jimmy Garoppolo didn't have time. If Brandon Ayuk was still in his route, or if he was hand fighting with the defender, Garoppolo's not going to throw that pass. If he does throw it, it's not going to get completed. But he's more than likely going to hold it and take a sack or whatever. So I don't know. I don't like bringing all them blitzes and having guys play off coverage, because it's just too. All you have to do as a receiver is just run a few yards, turn around, and catch the ball, and then now you're 1-on-1, and all you have to do is beat one guy to get a touchdown. So I don't like that, but they call that a lot in the NFL. I think it's lazy. Like, it's just growing up, that's not how zone blitzes used to. That's not any blitzes used to be. When you were bringing the house, you had to come up and you had to play press coverage, because easy completion is just turning around, or just you don't even have to run a route. Just look at the quarterback, have him throw it to you on the line of scrimmage. Again, you're in 1-on-1 now. All you do is juke a guy. Now you have a touchdown, a long touchdown. So it's lazy to me. This zone blitz scheme is lazy to me. There's no man-to-man principles in it. That's why I don't like it. That's why J.C. Jackson was struggling in it. But I mean, it is what it is, right? We're just we are who we are as a team. So we'll hopefully we can do something here offensively. All we need is a field goal to tie it. That missed extra point was huge. We have to have our best drive of the game here. Best drive of the game. And depending on down and distance, I think this is a 4 down. territory type of drive. So we will see what happens here.
Super Bowl with them. They love how Kyle Shanahan uses his running backs. It reminds them of how Mike Shanahan used Terrell Davis, and Ed really wanted Christian to play for Kyle. He said Kyle was born to coach. I knew it the first time I saw him as a ball boy with the 49ers. And the relationship continues.
What a stupid ass play call, man. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you running? Why? Why do you run that? The Chargers have not ran that all game long. So once they see that action coming, they know it's going to be something. You can't just pull that out of your ass in the fourth quarter and think it's going to work. This is not Madden. Those type of plays have to be set up. Jesus Christ.
Cheryl Bosa, Nick and Joey's mom. She was so looking forward to seeing her sons play against each other for the first time in the NFL. You can see she had their jerseys sewn together. Nick told me she would have lost her mind if both of them were out there. He said she wouldn't have been cheering for anyone but us. So I asked her, who does she root for now in this one? Joey, mute your TV. She said because Nick is playing, she's leaning 49ers. There's your third and long coming up. That was a little bit incompletion.
Incompletion. Damn, man. Oh, this is one of the worst play calling. This was the worst. What is Lombardi do? What are you doing? What are you do? God damn, this is stupid. The Chargers did not run nothing close to a handoff to a handoff to a motion guy. Nothing close to that. They ran nothing close to that. Nothing even resembling that all game long. The drive where you need to score on, you pull that out on the first play. This is the first time you pull it out. The first time you run this action in several quarters, and you think, what are you doing? How does this make any sense? How does this make sense? It's freak. I just can't. Just when you thought you've seen it all, just when you thought you've seen the worst of Joe Lombardi, you have not. This dude will go and he will dig deep to find you a lump of shit. Like, this is, how does it make any sense? How does it make sense? It is absolutely ridiculous. So stupid. So damn stupid. So stupid. They're in zone and they run crossing routes. They are in man and they run zone routes. Like, what are you doing? What are you calling? This is stupid. This is absolutely stupid. Aside from the first two drives of the game, the Chargers have not done shit. This is ridiculous. How does Joe Lombardi still, like, win or loss? He should not have a job. He should not have a job tomorrow. This shit is ridiculous. This doesn't make any sense. You pull out these special ass plays that need to be set up. They have to be set up in order for them to work. The running game has to be working at least a decent level for you to run a play like that, to give DeAndre Carter the ball in motion. You have to run. It has to be set up. It has to be set up throughout the game with run, 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 run with that same motion, that same motion, that same motion. It has to be set up. Run with the motion, run with the motion, run with the motion. It's got to be set up 15, 20 times at least. The Chargers didn't do any of it, and then he pulls this out of his ass on a drive that you need to score on. What sense? What type of sense does that make? Oh my God. I have no words for this at all. I have no words for this at all. At all. And you ran it too. They ran it on Bosa's side as well, too. He's going in motion on Bosa's side. If you're going to run that stupid ass play call, if you are committed to running that play call, why not go to the other side? Why not go to the other side? Why not go to the side where it's not Nick Bosa on that side, where it's not a fucking all-pro on that side? Why? I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. It is stupid. That play calling could potentially have lost this game. Because you don't even have a chance. You run that play, you lose 6 yards. You lose 6 yards. You lost more yardage than if they would have had a false start. Justin Herbert would have been a better play, would have been taking a knee. Because it just would have been 2nd and 12 at that point, as opposed to 2nd and 16. What the Oh boy. Man. It just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. Jet sweep at Bosa on a drive you have to score. On a drive you have to score. You have to score or the game is pretty much over. Man. I'm glad everybody's seeing this. I'm glad people are watching this on national TV. I'm glad all the former NFL players and coaches are watching this guy. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm absolutely glad. Might as well let Herbert call it. Exactly. Jet sweep deep in your own territory when you have to score. You have to score. And there's been no jet sweeps. Chargers haven't ran a jet sweep, and I don't know how many games. Maybe the 2nd or 3rd game of the season, the last time they ran the jet sweep without setting it up. Man, I'm pissed. I am pissed. I am absolutely pissed. If the defense doesn't get a turnover here, I don't like our chances at all. Just enough out of Ayuk, so they've set the table now. Now they're just going to have to deliver on the pass rush here. Most of the run plays been at Bosa, like his Amirs is just numb. Like he's not one of the best players in the league. Like we don't know who the hell his brother is too. Like who's the flag on? That might be on them. It might be passing interference on them. Oh man. We've never had any success on a jet sweep at all. The best jet sweep that we've ever ran probably has went for like 6 or 7 yards. So I don't even know how you would even pull that out. But the jet sweep that did, gain 6 or 7 yards wasn't against Joey Bosa, and it wasn't on who is in a wide 9, and he's been in a wide 9 pretty much all game long. And it just it don't make sense. You're running right into the wide guy. It's stupid. So stupid. A bunch of analysts have been calling out the play calling last week. Yeah, and I went over it. I did a live yesterday, and I went over it. I showed a whole segment from the ESPN. What is the NFL Live show, whatever it is. Okay, K9 finally made a tackle. Finally made a tackle. Finally did something. He is just going to begin to take some chances. They know that the 49ers expect to be able to run this game out from here. They got to get another stop here. They got to get another stop here on 2nd down. They get another stop.
First round, 23rd overall pick when he was drafted in 2020.
They get another stop here. It's going to be third and long potentially. So he's out of bounds.
Picked up Spencer Burford 74 had gone past the line of scrimmage. Let's see what happens here, because that one incompletion, 2 penalty, the clock will stop.
Decline, yeah, you declined that. Third down.
Brent was center 64, not Burford 74, and here comes third down again.
3rd and 12. You got to get off the field here.
Now it's a choice. A lot of defensive coordinators in this situation will choose to blitz and play back at the first down marker. Allow a short completion, come up and make the tackle. And force
No, I wouldn't blitz here. No blitzing. Hell no. Don't blitz. Don't blitz. You play coverage and make a tackle.
Left, they let the clock run here, and the Niners let them take it all the way down.
So we're gonna get the ball back, but again, the play calling, the Joe Lombardi play calling, man, was.
So they'll still have the 2-minute warning.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Should not be a factor the rest of the way.
You know who's over there for the Chargers, don't you? Dicker, the kicker. Mr. Game Winner.
I don't know. I do not know. I do not know. On the front side of the 2-minute warning too. Let's see what this play call is, because this is gonna be.
Does he carry the ball into the end zone as he's looking over?
He truly never stopped, right?
Oh, he carried it in the end zone.
He never stopped on that play.
That's a touchback.
They don't stop, right?
Terry McCauley, what do you think?
That's a touchback.
This is a touchback, Mike.
That's a touchback.
He recovered the ball.
Challenge it.
That's a touchback.
Challenge it. Oh my God. Oh my God.
That's fascinating, Terry. Is it what Chris is talking about? The feet keep moving?
Oh my God.
It doesn't matter. At some point, what he needs to do is let the ball go. If he carries the ball across the
That's a
line,
Oh my God.
That's a touchback. This should have been out to the 20-yard line.
Oh my.
I mean, it wasn't like one of his teammates came up and pushed him back. He was still
He went-
backpedaling just a bit. It wouldn't matter if his teammate pushed him back. If he carries it across the goal line,
Oh
it's a
my
touchback.
God.
Now a conference of the officials by the ball at the 1-yard line here. We are inside 2 minutes. We're at 1:58. So we're at the 2-minute warnings. This is probably just the 2-minute warning conversation happening here. So we are at the 2 with the Niners leading 19-16.
Okay, and they did run a play. So
Yes, right, exactly.
it's ancient history at
Yes.
this point.
Oh my God.
So 1:58 to go. The Chargers down back at the 1-yard line with 99 yards to go. And
How come none of the coaches in the booth told Staley about that?
You're without Gerald Everett, your tight end. What do you do?
4 of their top 5 receivers are out of this game. And so now
Oh my God.
to have somebody that's unexpected make a big play, right?
And the coaches in the booth, they have a feed to the game. They have a feed to the national game. Somebody should have buzzed down. They should have buzzed down.
They're all getting right back into position. The ball was blown ready for play, but not everybody was ready yet. So we'll restart it. Success of the Chargers in the fourth quarter. This is a team that has fascinated.
They should have buzzed down. One of the coaches should have buzzed down and told Brandon Staley to challenge that. This thing is, man, we throwing to Trey McKitty. This shit is a wrap, son. I can't even.
Maybe the best coverage linebacker in
I can't. We throwing to Trey McKitty. This shit is a wrap.
Zone stuff. And if you end up in his zone, believe me, he's not sitting and waiting for it. He's coming right to the football.
Why is McKitty in the game? Why is he in the game? Don't we have? Isn't Jason Moore number 11? Isn't he active? Why isn't he in the game? Why is Trey McKitty in the damn game? Why is he even in the game at all?
Gets it out. It's McKitty. Hit at the 8-yard line.
Now, I do think they'll go for it, conceivably with all the timeouts. You could, I guess, punt this football. But
Why is he in?
We're going to huddle here with a minute.
I know Everett is out, but you can put Jason Moore in at the tight end position. I want him running routes more than I want McKitty running routes because it's not about blocking now. It's about getting guys. Oh man, that's game.
Palmer couldn't bring it in. The pressure was on Herbert. They got knocked down, and the game's not over yet with the 3 timeouts. But the Chargers
No, it's over.
and the Niners are in golden position.
No, it's over. This game's over.
even when you don't get the sack, sometimes you draw 2 blocks to you and it sets up.
This game is over. This game was over the second we ran that jet sweep. That game was over then. Second we ran that jet sweep, that shit was over. Loss of 6 yards, that was over. 7 minutes left, it was done. It was done.
You can get the ball back with about 50 seconds or so left. But
Nope. This is, yeah. They're trying to, talk about scenarios and all of that stuff. No.
Had a huge impact.
The rest of that touch, that was they should have paid attention to that. He kept walking into the damn walking into the end zone. That was, the game was already lost already though. That was not going to, this drive was still, it don't matter who you have. It doesn't matter where you start the drive, from the 1, from the 20, from the 25. If you're throwing to Trey McKitty and he's running routes and that's the guy you're throwing to, you're not scoring shit. You ain't getting first downs. You're not getting nothing. You're getting nothing at all. You're getting nothing and you're going to like it. This is not, it doesn't matter where it starts at. This is the reality of the situation. You got Bandy, you have other guys, you have Trey McKitty's ass in there, and he's not blocking. I know he's a tight end, but he's not blocking. Get another receiver in there. You get somebody in there who can actually, the same guy who dropped a touchdown earlier. So, I mean, yeah, no. This game was early. This game was over. Well, I think it was 7 minutes left. This game was already over. So even if they get a field goal here, they go up by 6. Chargers get the ball back with 50 seconds left with no timeouts, with Trey McKitty running routes. It won't happen. It just will not happen. So they just trash, man. This is trash. The Lombardi stuff came back to bite us in the ass right now. The way the Chargers were playing, the way that things lined up defensively, it was able to hide what was going on with the play calling and stuff. You can chalk it up to the Niners having good defense, but when it's time to come out and it's time to put one drive together, he couldn't do it. And he starts off with a negative play. You could have come out, like I said, on that drive, this previous drive, you could have come out and taken a knee on first down, and it would have been a much, much better play than a jet sweep to Joey Bosa in the wide 9. It would have been much, much better. I cannot wait till the film comes out so I can break this shit down and see how stupid this is and see what other offensive coordinators, and not just in the NFL, but in football, college football, would even think of calling a play like that. None. Gotta plug the laptop in so it don't die. That's how pissed off I am. Man, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Defense played well enough for the Chargers to win, though. The defense played well enough for the Chargers to win. This is not on the defense. This is not on the defense. Defense was asked to do a lot, and they came up and they were making stops. Kenneth Murray, the guys were playing injured. I gotta give the defense credit. They played well. The Niners, yes, they ran. It's gonna look good as far as the yardage on paper and when you look at the stats. But you look at this right now, it's 1 minute left in the fourth quarter. They only got 19 points. All them rushing yards didn't really lead to anything. It didn't really do all that much, and they're still not going to score here either. So you look at all the rushing yards, it didn't lead to anything. This offense did not do the Chargers any justice. It came out hot. It came out, all of these concepts and stuff Joe Lombardi came out with, but he went back to what he knows, and he called. The second half is just as bad as the second half he called in Kansas City. This is probably worse, I think. This is, considering who you have, this is probably worse. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Eckler had the main target on that drive. Yeah, and you're checking down because the route concepts that the Chargers were running in the first half were not ran in the second half. They're just running all individual routes to a zone. And they're all in pretty close proximity. So there's no pressure. Herbert can't just let it go, throw an interception. Everybody would be mad if he did that. So I don't know, man. It's just trash. It's just trash. Joe Lombardi has proved to me that he should not have. He should be unemployed. He should be unemployed tomorrow. That's just how I see it. The man should be unemployed. Joe Lombardi should be unemployed. He got exposed. This Charger team, this offense could have they were, and I wasn't asking for them to go out and score 40 points. They could have done some stuff though. They could have done some stuff on third down. They could have ran the ball better. They could have done a lot of things. They left a lot. They left a lot of yards out there on the field because of play calling. It was not good. It wasn't good. Defense kept us in this game. And if the Chargers had any chance, even if they have any chance to win it now, this would be a defensive win. Offense, terrible. You can't come out in the first half calling all this stuff and then, come out in the second half and just be as passive as you are. Doesn't work. Doesn't work for me. Yep, I called it. I said, watch that be the only score to the fourth. Field goes aside. I know some good be true. Yeah, it is. It is. It is, and it is what it is, man. This was a lackluster offensive performance. It was, especially knowing, and people are going to come out and say, oh, well, the Niners defense is so good, and a lot of people are going to come out and they're going to make excuses. But for you to come out and attack the Niners defense like you did in the first half, right, particularly in the first quarter, to be as good as you were on third downs, the Niners didn't change anything up. They didn't do anything. The Niners don't have to adjust, really, because they are good doing what they do. They run their same scheme every week. They don't have to adjust. They don't run a scheme like Staley. They come out in their 4-3. They have their linebackers playing coverage. They rarely go to nickel, right? They don't have to do all of that stuff. They have guys out on the field that can play all four downs. And they don't really have to adjust. They make you adjust as an offense. So the Niners didn't do anything different in the second half than they did in the first half. They brought blitzes on third downs, right? They did that in the first half as well, too. Chargers just picked them up, and they were able to pick up third downs. But they didn't do anything differently. I didn't see anything schematically from the Niners defense that they did differently. The players who are going to make plays, Fred Warner made plays, Nick Bosa made plays. You already know that. You knew that coming into the game. You knew those guys are going to make plays coming into the game. So, again, that's not surprising. It's not shocking. But for you to just be as shitty as you were in the second half after a good first half doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. So now they have to go with Hail Mary here, and that's probably not going to work out. But, I mean, we'll see. And Herbert just needs to go for broke here. No more checking down. Fuck all that. Throw it all out. If you throw an interception, you throw an interception. Because this is the game here. So it's ridiculous, man. And Trey McKitty's still in the ball game. Michael Bandy on the outside. Well, that was quick. That was quick. I knew it, man. I knew it.
initial pressure, and then somebody comes late to clean it up. Again, Bosa forces a step up, the arm gets hit, and that looked
Damn, man. Damn. Lombardi has to go. Give another coach a shot to call plays. I agree.
He trains his mind, body, and soul during the course of the offseason.
I agree. I agree with that. Let's just say we don't make the postseason. The Tom Telesco get a pass? No, he should go too. Tom Telesco should be out too. He should be on his way out too. We've had enough of this. This team is not built for anything. They act like injuries were a surprise, even though you have a 100% chance of getting injured in football. This. They did as much as they could, but I mean, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. We're a first half team. We're a Justin Herbert led team, and that's all we are, man. We're just a Justin Herbert team. When he's good, we're good, and if he's not good, then we're not. We're not good. He was okay tonight. We had a chance, but it was ugh. Bro, this is bad. Don't look for next week without any of our offensive weapons. They should unflex next week game with the Chiefs. Right. Well, Mike Williams, they say he could be coming back next week, but we'll see. Pop Warner, yep. I've been suffering as a Chargers fan for 20 years. You guys don't get your hopes up ever. As long as we have cheap ownership, this team will never succeed. Not willing to pay the coach enough. 100% true. 100% true. Yep, Alexis, second that too. Joe, sideline to sideline, bombard. Lombardi didn't do our defense any favors all second half. Exactly. Didn't put pressure on the Niners at all. Didn't put pressure on their linebackers. Didn't put pressure on them in coverage either. Didn't call any plays to put pressure on them in coverage. This was one of those games that this was the second half game. This was the second half Joe Lombardi experiencing. It is what it is. And again, they did not run the ball. And I call for this. They have to keep running the ball. They have to keep running it. There was no reason to not run the ball. The Chargers were up for most of the game. And before the Niners had that touchdown, the Chargers were still up 3 points. You should not be going away from the running game if you're up. If the game is tied, or you should not go away from it. They didn't even try to establish it in the second half. You just run it in here, just running it there. It's not good enough. It's just not good enough. And I've been saying this. You're not going to win against good teams not running the ball. It just doesn't happen. You can't do it in the NFL. You have to be able to run the ball. I know everybody looks at the Chiefs. Anybody watch the Chiefs play today? Did you watch the game against who they played? The Jaguars, right? Even though the Jaguars are not a good team, the Chiefs ran the ball today. That rookie running back they drafted in the 7th round, they fed him today. Isaiah Pacheco, he ran the ball. He was gashing their defense. They were running. They had to respect it. And it's not about the numbers. It's not about the rankings. It's not about how many rushing yards you can have and all of that stuff. It's about making them respect the run. They have a run game that you have to respect. We're going to see it next week. We're going to see it next Sunday night. They have a run game that you have to respect. They will run the ball on you. And they don't just run it just to not throw it. They run it to actually get yards. They run it to set their shit up. They run it to set up their play action plays. They run it to set up all their deep stuff to Juju Smith-Schuster and Kelsey and MVS. They run it to set all that shit up. They don't just run it to not, throw it every play. They run it with a purpose. They run the ball with a purpose. The Chargers do not run the ball with a purpose. They run it just so they don't throw it every down. There is no purpose behind running the ball. And it doesn't make any sense. It's too, up and down. Sometimes they run it on first down. Sometimes they don't run it on first down. Are you running the ball to put your offense in a more advantageous situation? The Chargers can't say that they do. They just run it so that they don't throw it every time. Because if they could throw it every time, if Joe Lombardi if he could call throwing plays, right? If he can call passes every single play, without, with impunity and him not getting fired or him not getting his ass chewed out or whatever, he would, because that's what he relies heavily on Justin Herbert. All of the best coordinators, all of the best offensive coordinators in this league, they help their quarterbacks out by running the damn football. The Chargers have a line. They have a good enough line to run the football. The Chargers ran the football 10 times better than they ran it. They ran it last year 10 times better than they run it this year. And that was a much worse offensive line. I don't want to hear stuff about our line isn't good. Our line is good. We have enough on the offensive line to run the football. A shitty line with backups, with guys who are on the street now. This number 72 last year, Michael Schofield. He's not even on the team this year. That's who was playing Zion Johnson's position last year. And the Chargers ran the ball way more effectively last year than they're running it this year. And Zion Johnson is bigger, he's faster, and he's way more talented than Michael Schofield. Because Michael Schofield is on the couch right now somewhere. He ain't playing. He's not in the league. He's not in the league. He ain't on the team. That's who the Chargers had starting at right guard last year. So I don't want to hear anything about, they don't have the talent to run the ball. They have the talent on this offensive line to run the ball. They just don't do it. And this comes down to Joe Lombardi and it comes down to Brandon Staley. You cannot build a team that is tough that doesn't run the ball. There's no such thing that it just doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It does not exist. It's like being a tough guy, but you don't ever get into a fist fight. You're not a tough guy. You're not a tough guy. If you think you're a tough guy, you have not been into a fist fight and you have not been punched in the face, you ain't no damn tough guy. That is not, it doesn't make sense. You do not have a tough team without running the football. You must run the football. If your team is going to be tough and if you're going to succeed in the trenches, you have to run the football. If you don't do that, then your team is pussy. And your pussy will come out. It will show. Your pussy will end up showing. And in games like this, the Chargers are pussy. They are pussy and their pussy show. This is what happens. This is what happens when you don't run the football. This is what happens. You don't run the football. You don't put any pressure on the defense. Now it is on your star quarterback. It's on your star quarterback to make plays. And it's on your star quarterback to make plays with shitty weapons out there. Guys who probably wouldn't make rosters anywhere else. Michael Bandy wouldn't make a roster anywhere else. He got cut. Nobody signed him in the offseason. If Trey McKitty got cut right now, is anybody picking him up? What does he do well? He don't block well. He don't catch. Nobody's picking him up. Who else? Who like you got Josh Palmer, right? But they can double him. He is the best option that you have. They can double him. Now who else do you have to throw to? Austin Eckler out of the backfield. Like there's nothing there. You must establish a run game. You cannot play the same way. And I said this when I went live yesterday. On the live yesterday. If you didn't watch the live yesterday, watch it because I got into this and I got into Lombardi and I got into the game planning and all of that stuff. If you have all these injuries, because all these Charger fans, and I see it all the time on Charger Twitter and Instagram and all of this stuff, and the Chargers, we have injuries and all of that stuff. Injuries is no excuse. It's no excuse to be shitty. Just because you're injured, it doesn't mean that you can go be shitty. You can't be shitty when you're injured. If you are injured, you have to switch up your style of play. The Chargers drop back the most in the NFL. They have the most dropbacks in the NFL. They had the most dropbacks in the NFL when everybody was healthy. The Chargers still have the most dropbacks in the NFL when everybody is not healthy. How does that work? How are you supposed to be successful like that? You can't. You have to switch things up. It doesn't make sense. This is why I say Joe Lombardi doesn't need to be the offensive coordinator anymore. We've seen this is exactly what happened with him in Detroit. This is a rehash of what happened with him in Detroit. There's no other excuses. You can't make any excuses for him. You can't. There's nothing. He has to go. He has to go. There has to be somebody else in there who knows what they're doing, who can get the best out of this offense, who can even get the best out of these practice squad guys. Because you ask these practice squad guys to run the same routes that all of your stars run. The Pro Bowlers, the All Pros. You're asking the practice squad guys to do the same shit that your All Stars do. How does that work? It doesn't make sense. It don't. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, and it will never, ever, ever make sense. This is why Joe Lombardi should not be the offensive coordinator. He should not have a job tomorrow. He should not have a job tomorrow at all. At all. He shouldn't have a job tomorrow. He knows this. He is out of practice every day. He sees what goes on. We just watch games on Sundays, and we can all see and we can all tell with our eyes what happens out here. He's at practice every single day. He knows who can't catch. He knows who can't run routes. He knows who can't separate. He knows all of this stuff, but he still puts these guys in positions to fail. And that's what's going on here. He puts Herbert in positions to fail. Everything. It's just it doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I am, I'm not, I'm it is what it is, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's this is who the Chargers have calling plays, and there's no other way to get around it. And the silver lining for this is that this is on the national stage. This is going to be talked about. The same people who are talking about it, throughout the week, are going to be the same people who are talking about it now. They are going to talk about this now. This is who the Chargers have calling plays. This is who they have coaching. And I seen, let me see, I seen a comment here. Don't give Staley a pass. Yeah, and I'm not giving Staley a pass either. He don't deserve a pass. No, he saw we're getting gashed with the run, giving Jimmy G years in the pocket. Yeah, no, we don't. Staley doesn't deserve a pass either. Staley doesn't deserve a pass for the offense. He's the head coach. He determines what happens on both sides of the ball. He's the one that hired Joe Lombardi, and we all have to deal with him now. It doesn't. I would be more. I would be a lot less pissed off if the Niners came out and beat us 28-0 and just ran it all on our throats and all that stuff, because then you can say, it's the injuries and all of this stuff. They played well enough to win this game. They played more than good enough to win this game for 56 minutes. 53, 52, 53 minutes. If you play well enough to win a ball game, a football game, NFL game, if you play well enough to win for 52 minutes, when all the odds are against you, and you put your game plan is good enough for you to be ahead, for you to lead all of that time, 52 minutes ahead, the last 7 minutes are no excuse. It's no excuse. How can you play that well for that long and then be shitty the last 7 minutes? It doesn't make how. How does it make it? Because and let me tell you why. It's because the Chargers are terrible. They're terrible situationally, and this is the number one, the absolute number one thing that the Chargers, I think, plagues them, is situationally they are awful. And when, again, I go back to Lombardi, I go back to that drive with 7 minutes left. The Niners just scored a touchdown. They missed the field. I mean, they missed the extra point. Robbie Gould missed the extra point. So it's only 16-19. Now, all you need is a field goal to tie it, right? All you need to go, you get the ball at your own 25-yard line. All you need to do now is get the ball downfield, gain 40 yards maybe, and you have an opportunity to tie this ball game. Now the pressure's on the Niners. Now you can get your defense going. Maybe you can create a turnover. A lot of things can happen. You have to gain 40 yards. You can do that. You start off losing 6 yards. Like, it's terrible. This is awful, awful, awful situational football. This is the thing that the Chargers are the worst at. They are terrible at situational football. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Absolutely, absolutely terrible. Absolutely. Injury is not the reason the Raiders could have beaten us. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. And injury is not an excuse for this here either. If you play well for 52 minutes, you can play well for 60. It's just your game planning, your coaching, it doesn't take over. If you are bad situationally, that is going to come up in moments like that. You can play well. You can put together a good game plan. You can play well. You can coach well for 52 minutes. Then you shit the bed the last 7 minutes. Nah, I'm not with that. If you can do it for that long, you can be good situationally too. The Chargers are just not. And they don't put any emphasis on it either. And I think that is the big key. They don't put any emphasis on being better in these type of situations. When these situations come up, it is Herbert, save us. That is what it is. Justin Herbert, save us. We don't practice any of this shit. We don't go over any of these situational things. Herbert, save us. That is what it comes down to. And that's what Justin Herbert did a lot last year, guys. I don't know if you realize that, but if you go back and you watch some of these games, Justin Herbert saved us a lot last year. That's how the Chargers got the 9 wins. He saved us a lot. They are terrible situationally. Situational football wins and loses championships all the time. It always has and it always will. If you can keep a game close, just like the Chargers did now, and you are good situationally, if you put together good game plans, good situational game plans and all that stuff, you can win games. You can pull off upsets like this. They played well enough to, get this game close and to be ahead for so long. But situational football, it rules the day. And if you're not able to execute, if you're not able to even put together good game plans in that situation, in those types of situations, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. And then the losses are going to hurt more because you realize that you played well. You played well enough to win the game, but you can't for whatever reason, put together a good game plan, right? You can't not run a jet sweep to Joey Bosa's side, right? I mean, to Nick Bosa's side when he's in the wide 9, right? When that play shouldn't have happened, right? The timeout should have been called and say, hey, no, we can't run this. We can't run this. He's in the wide 9. When we hand this ball off to him, he is going to snatch DeAndre Carter up by the neck and drop him. That is what's going to happen when you run that to his side. That's what's going to happen. That's what he's looking for. And things like that need to be discussed amongst coaches, amongst players. They need to be practiced. Those are very crucial, important moments. And the Chargers don't do that. They want Justin Herbert to save them. Anytime some shit happens, it's up to Justin Herbert to save them. It is. It is what it is. So, Pitts, we should have hit. We should have won and hit or just messed up that drive. McKitty dropping that touchdown. Yeah, and him too. He's awful. He's been terrible blocking this year, and he can't catch worth a damn either. Bad. He's just a bad player. That jet sweep was the dumbest play. Yes, that was the dumbest play call I think I have ever seen in my life. That was one that imagine somebody that is somebody running that against us while running it on Joey Bosa's side, right? Let's say the Raiders running that same play on Joey Bosa's side. We would be clowning the Raiders for it. What the hell are you doing? Why would you run that when this guy is out wide, right? And that is his job. You have a player running with the ball literally right in front of him. As soon as the ball gets snapped, the player is running with the ball literally in his line of sight. He is going to snatch him and drop him for a big loss. Like, why would you run that? If that was the Raiders, we would be clowning their asses for that. Why would we run that? How can Brandon Staley hear that play call in the headset and say, okay, yeah, go ahead, and not have any input? You just let him do that? You just let him call that? And especially when that is a type of play that has to be set up. Again, that has to be set up. That jet sweep motion has to be done 100 times. It has to be done 100 times. It has to be done 100 times. There's a bunch of people who always say that, this is the Joe Lombardi offense is the Sean Payton offense. You know what Sean Payton never did? Sean Payton never ran a cold jet sweep. Anytime you watch the Saints, back when the Saints were in their heyday with Drew Brees, when they would run the jet motion and all that stuff, they were doing that every single play. Every time they had a run, Pierre Thomas, who was the other running backs? Latavius Murray, all these guys, Alvin Kamara, jet sweep would happen all the time. It's always a jet sweep, always. It doesn't matter, even if it's a dive or somebody coming, jet sweep. So that way, in the third and fourth quarter, the defense thinks it's just going to be a regular dive. Now you hand it off to the guy on the jet sweep. Now he gains 20, 30 yards. That's a play that you set up. You don't just pull that out of your ass and say, hey, just go get 20 or 30 yards. You have to set that up, because that is dependent on the defensive end crashing down and going to where the scrum is and going to where he thinks the running back has the ball. Because if the defensive end crashes down and he loses his contain, now the guy who has the jet sweep, now the guy with the ball has a chance to get outside and make a big play out of it. If you don't make the defensive end crash down, what's the point of that? What is the point of that? There's nothing that makes the defensive end crash down. Why would Bosa crash down? Why would he lose his contain? You have to give him something to lose his contain over. You can't just do that one time. That doesn't make any sense. How does that? Come on, man. Come on. It doesn't make any sense, man. Doesn't make any sense. The jet sweep at Bosa did it for me. It should do it for everybody. If you're a Charger fan, that is the stupidest play in the world. It doesn't make any sense. You wouldn't run that in high school. You would not run that in high school. Especially somebody who is in the wide, he lines up in the wide 9 all the time. From just a little bit of tape that I watched, Nick Bosa keeps contained. His job is to keep contained, right? His job is to keep contained on these running plays. He takes on the block. He has his outside shoulder free, so he never lets anybody get on the outside of him, right? And even when he's rushing, right, he rushes in the contained spot. And if he's able to beat the tackle or whatever, then he'll, spin, go past him, whatever, get to the quarterback. But his number one job out there is to keep contained and to not let shit get outside of him. So if you're running that play, this guy is going to be in contain. He's not going to lose his contain. And if I'm a play caller, I'm thinking, What have I called today that is going to make Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa, I keep calling him Joey, you know who I'm talking about. What have I called today that is going to make him lose his contain? A run with Austin Eckler is not going to make Bosa lose his contain because that's not, it's going to gain 2 or 3 yards. The defensive tackles in the end on the other side can handle that. He doesn't have to crash down and lose his contain over there. He doesn't because he's not in on the play. He doesn't have to deal with that. They've been dealing with it all game long. He don't have to go. They don't need his help. They're going to come down. Fred Warner, the linebackers, they're going to come down. They're going to fill. There's nothing that you call that makes him lose his contain. Nothing. Not one time did you make him lose his contain ever. No play action, no nothing. So this guy is in contain. He is staying in contain, and he's not going to leave. And you have to have Tyreek Hill or something like that on the other side to make him lose his contain and to make him go and help out on the other side where he thinks they might help. They might not be able to handle it or whatever. The Chargers don't have that type of speed. They don't have that type of player. There's nothing that says Nick Bosa has to leave his contain. He's going to stay there. And if you give a guy the ball and he runs in his area, he's going to snatch him up. And you're going to be at a big, big loss. And that's how you kill the drive before it starts. And that's what happened. They killed the drive before it starts. And I was done there. I was done there. Now, this is not going to work out. 2nd and 16, with Trey McKitty running around, Trey McKitty and Michael Bandy. No, this ain't going to work. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work. And I knew it wasn't going to work. And yes, I have faith in all that stuff, but you have to be realistic. Shit like that ain't gonna work. The Chargers were able to hide their inefficiencies, pretty much the entire game. The defense was able to step up and they got in front of the offense and they were able to hide the bullshit the offense is. But once they let that touchdown happen, offense got to step up and they got to make a play. And it wasn't there. It wasn't there. The play calling wasn't there. Nobody was in position to make any plays. And Herbert couldn't do anything. So, I mean, it is what it is. We are going to see more of this next week because defense they can only do so much. They can only do so much. If they're not able to generate any points off of turnovers, the offense is all on the offense to score. And if you're not able to score, if players are not in a position to score, it's going to be another loss next week. It's just going to be another loss. I'm sorry, but it is, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. It's crazy. It's crazy. And the fact that Staley does not hold his coaches to a higher standard, for me, it's just ridiculous. They should be held to a higher standard. Joe Lombardi should be held to a higher standard. It's ridiculous. This should not happen. This type of shit should not be happening. And you cannot be that bad. You cannot be that bad in those type of situations. You can't be that bad. The play calling has to be better. It has to be better. Guys got to be in a position where they can make some plays. There has to be something going on creatively that, looks, different to the defense or whatever. There has to be something going on. You can't just tell guys, just go out there and just run routes and just get open. These guys are not going to get open. They're not getting separation. Trey McKitty is open for a reason. He can't catch and he's not good after the run. And he's a blocking tight end who is not doing that good either. So it's a culmination of things. Again, I would have been more calm and I would have been, just ready to move on next week if the Chargers got blown out 28-0. They got the ball ran down their throats. Okay, injuries. Okay, we can see they didn't play well. Okay, injuries. Okay, whatever, fine. No, that's not what happened. They came out and they played well enough to win this ball game. So there's no excuse for them not to win this ball game at all. Just ridiculous, man. Just ridiculous. And I said the same thing too. How did no one on the sideline in the box office not tell Staley to challenge a touchback call? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You have coaches up there and they have a feed to the NBC game. They have a feed to the national game. So I don't know. I have no idea how they don't challenge that. The guy walked back in the end zone with the ball. But even at that point, man, it still wasn't going to matter because Joe Lombardi was going to fuck it up one way or another. Whether it's at the 25, whether it's at the 2, whatever, he's going to find a way to fuck shit up. So I don't know, man. Herbert overrated. Who was saying that Herbert's overrated? Herbert's historically overrated. I don't enjoy saying it, but it's fact. Herbert is not. What? Are you kidding? Did you see some of the throws that he was making? This is one of the worst play callers I have ever seen in my life, in all of my years of watching football. I have never seen a play caller this shitty in my life. This is Justin Herbert he deserves an award. He deserves a trophy for even being in this position right now, for even having this limited amount of success with this guy calling plays, with this shitty ass offense. This dude deserves a trophy for that. He is not overrated. He's underrated for what he's doing with this type of offense. You take Joe Lombardi, you put this shit anywhere else. You put this shit anywhere else in the league. You put this in Dallas with Dak Prescott, they going 3-14. You put this with Kirk Cousins, he going 1-16. Name any other quarterback you want to name too. They're all having losing records. They're not having any of this type of success. Any of this type of success. The only person who could probably make this work with Joe Lombardi is Patrick Mahomes. And that's just because he is a master at running around and creating shit out of nothing, right? He is the ad-libber. That's what he does the best. So he can ad-lib with pretty much anything. Mahomes is probably the only guy who can make it work. Josh Allen can't make this work. Josh Allen he's got a pretty good play caller with him now, and he's had good play callers in his career. Brian Daboll and Ken Dorsey is pretty good too. He's not Brian Daboll, but he's okay. But Josh Allen turns the ball over like a motherfucker. So he couldn't make this work with Lombardi either. You name any other quarterback outside of Mahomes, and you tell me if they can work with Joe Lombardi successfully, and they cannot. They cannot. Matt Stafford had his worst year of his career with Joe Lombardi. He gets to LA, he goes to Sean McVay, somebody who knows how to call offense, and he wins a damn Super Bowl. That's how this is the discrepancy in coaching that I'm talking about. So no, Justin Herbert is not overrated. He has done more with shit than anybody else than that I've seen. Any other quarterback that I've seen, and I'm not just saying this as a fan. He has literal shit. They give his offense is a pile of shit. They just put a pile of shit in his hand and say, this is shit. You make this into a delicious, tasty hamburger. Justin, this is a pile of shit. This is a fresh, hot, steaming pile of shit. Make a tasty hamburger, now go. And he's doing his best. He's doing his best. This is not a tasty hamburger, but he's doing his best to try to make it a tasty hamburger. But this is a pile of shit in his hand. A hot, steaming, dripping pile of shit. And this is what he has. This is what he has to work with. It sucks. It sucks. And yes, it's not, you cannot have success doing this. So we all see his talent. We all see what he's capable of. But there's a legitimate ceiling, a big ass cement ceiling that you can't go through. He can't get through. It doesn't matter how talented he is. Doesn't matter how many throws he can make. He can't get through. He cannot get through. And some people can blame injuries, but this was here before the injury started. This was here before the injury started. The play calling was here before the injury started. All of this shit was here before all of the injury started. So it is what it is. I'm not trying to hear it, about injuries and all of that stuff. It just does not. It doesn't fit this system. This scheme does not fit him. The play calling does not fit him. Nothing fits him. Joe Lombardi will not be back next year. He will not be back next year. I guarantee you, he will not be back next year. There's no way he'll be back next year. If he's back next year, man, I'm gonna go hard on here every damn day. I'm tagging the Chargers. I'm doing all of that stuff. There's no way. If I was Herbert, I'm hitting free agency. If I'm not feeling offensive play calling, 100%. If I'm Herbert. If I'm Justin Herbert, I'm not talking nothing about no contract in this offseason. I'm not talking shit about no contract. What contract extension? Oh, okay, yeah, we'll get to that when we get to that. I'm not talking nothing about no contract extension at all. I would just put that off and say, oh, yeah, my people will call you guys. My people will call you guys, and then never have my people call them. That's what I would do, because Justin Herbert, it really is the only guy right now. He's the only guy. He's the guy within this franchise. I think he is last time I checked, about a month ago, I think he was number 7 in merchandise in the NFL. He is the man that has all of the power to get what he wants. And to get what he wants, to get what and who he wants. And he can get that. He can get that all by name if he takes this franchise hostage. And I'm sorry, and I know he's a quiet white boy from Oregon. He don't want to, like, he's not even on social media. Like, he's on social media to get paid pretty much to do promotional stuff, and then he'll post pictures of his briskets and barbecue and all that stuff. But he don't be tweeting and talking to people online. He's just pretty much on there to get a check, right? He's on there for business purposes. He don't like to associate and talk to people. Like, he's a recluse. He don't like doing that. He's not Kawhi. He's not all the way what Kawhi Leonard is, but he's like in the neighborhood of what Kawhi Leonard is. he don't want to talk or fuck with anybody in the offseason. He just want people to leave him alone, right? I get it. I understand it, and he's likable because of that, right? He's the dude. He don't bother you. He don't talk shit, and he's media trained, right? He says all the right things. He never gets the locker room up and all that stuff. But Justin Herbert has to take this franchise hostage. He needs to take this franchise hostage. He needs to sit down with the Spanos family and say, yeah, I'm gonna need this, and that in order for me to stay here. Because the Chargers can only control him for 7 years, right? This is the 3rd year of his rookie deal. The rookie deals, they all come with 5th-year options, right? So if a deal doesn't get done, which is unlikely, but if a deal doesn't get done, then the Chargers can exercise a 5th-year option on him, right? So he will be a Charger for the entirety of that 5-year contract. Now, afterwards, they can franchise him for 2 years. They can franchise him for the 1st year, and then they can use the franchise tag for the 2nd year. After that, he will be a free agent. No matter what happens, he will be a free agent, and he will be free to go wherever the hell he wants to go. It's the Kirk Cousins thing, that the thing that played out with Kirk Cousins in Washington. He will be free to go wherever he wants to go, right? Except, Kirk Cousins wasn't a first-round pick, so he didn't have the 5th year. He just had the 6 years. But it was a 4-year plus the 2 franchise. But with Herbert, he can have the 7 years because he has the 5th-year option. If I'm him, I'm telling him I'm not signing anything. I'm not signing any contracts. We're not even talking contracts. We're not talking any extension. I'm going to just play on whatever money I got next year because I'm making so much money off the field and endorsements and stuff. I'm going to play on whatever contract I got next year until I get who I want and who my team and who, Derwin James and who all these other guys on the team, until we come to a consensus and we have a list of head coaching candidates and offensive minds, right? Either offensive coordinators or just the outright head coaches, right? Who are offensive minds, who are creative in nature and who can put Herbert in the best position. If I'm Herbert, I'm taking this entire franchise hostage and I'm telling them I'm not signing shit. So I will be here for the 7 years that I will be here. Yes. And I'll be a good teammate. I'll continue to do everything I have to do, but you guys only got 4. The clock is winding down. After this year, you got 4 years. So y'all better go and draft my replacement here pretty soon, because if I don't get what I want, I'm leaving and I'm going somewhere else. And Justin Herbert on the free agent market, please, anybody would be happy to have him, right? Anybody. Brady's going to be gone by that time. Aaron Rodgers is going to be gone by that time. There's going to be a lot of teams out there who would pay a huge, they would give their left and right arm for Justin Herbert to have him as quarterback, to put whatever they want, whatever he wanted, whatever he ever dreamed of around him. That's what they would do. That's what other franchises would do. So if I'm Herbert, I'm taking this whole franchise hostage. Everything, all this shit stops here. Whoever I want, if I don't approve the offensive talent and all this stuff, if I don't approve them in free agency, if I don't want them, okay, yeah, that's another mark on my list. That's something else you guys didn't get me. So now I'm leaving. I gotta approve. You gotta come and talk to me. Anybody you want to sign in free agency, you come talk to me. Anybody you're drafting in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd rounds, you come talk to me about it first. That's, if I'm Herbert, that's what I'm doing. Because the Chargers are wasting him. They're wasting his prime. He is now, I think you can say he is probably officially in his prime. His 3rd season, he's in his prime now. The Chargers are wasting it. They're wasting it with these stupid ass draft picks. Tom Telesco, the only reason why Jerry Tillery was still on this team is because Tom Telesco's ego. Telesco drafted him in the 1st round. He drafted him in the 1st round. And instead of cutting bait with a shitty 1st-round pick, he keeps him on the team. He keeps him on the team for his ego, to say that he played out his contract. Oh, well, you whiffed on him. Let him go. Cut bait with him. And this should have been done a long time ago. But Jerry Tillery got a little ornery, so now they had to cut his ass because he was causing, some strife in the locker room. But if I'm Herbert, none of that stuff is happening while I'm the quarterback, while I'm the face of this franchise. It's my face on them fucking billboards, Tom Telesco, not yours. People don't come to the games to watch you. Nobody's wearing a Tom Telesco jersey. They're wearing Justin Herbert jerseys. And if I'm Justin Herbert, I am exercising all of the power that I have, because he has a lot of power. He has all the power if he wanted it. And he needs to take it. He needs to take it a la Peyton Manning, because everybody knows who Peyton Manning is. And, he's the guy in the commercials and he's joking around and all of that stuff. But if you ever heard some of the stories about Peyton Manning would take a franchise over. He would walk into the owner's office and put his nuts on the table and say, yeah, I need this. I need this. And oh, we're talking about no. We're not talking about it. No, I need this. And you're gonna get this for me, or I'm leaving. And that's what will go on. Peyton Manning will go in the owner's office and put his nuts on the table. Justin Herbert need to go in the Spanos office and put his nuts on the table. I am the reason you motherfuckers are making money. I am the reason y'all are billionaires. I am the reason you guys are raking in billions of dollars. People are wearing my jerseys. You're not going to waste my prime. You're not going to waste my prime. You're not going to get me beat up with these shitty teams. You're not going to do that. You're not going to go cheap on coaching and give me these first-time coaches. You're not going to do that. You're going to get me what I need. You're going to get me what I need, or I'm out the door. And that's what he should do. That's the only way that this can get solved. Really, really the only way that it can get solved, because he has the power. He has the power and he has the leverage. And once that gets out there, if that ever gets out there, and he has the power to even, have his people leak some stuff out to the media too. Justin Herbert isn't happy. He might request a trade. If that shit comes, what? Are you kidding? If that stuff hits the national media and all that stuff, Justin Herbert wants a trade. Now you're going to have all these teams calling day after day after day. We'll give you 4, 5, 6 first-round picks for this. Now you created a shitstorm. You created a shitstorm around your team. Now it is a whole. He has the power to make all of this happen. The Chargers want to avoid all of that. They want to avoid all of it. They want to avoid all of it. And again, the Spanos fans, they don't want to be made to look like assholes. But he can make this happen. He can make this happen because everybody would be asking, well, why aren't the Chargers giving him what he needs? That would be the first damn question everybody's asking. Why is he doing this? Why is he? Because the Chargers aren't giving him what he needs. Well, why aren't they? Well, it's because no, it will look very bad on them. They would look like the dumb asses, like the incompetent dumb asses that they actually are. They don't want that out there in the media. Herbert has the power to make that happen. And I think he should. At this point, I think he should, because there's no way that this is going to get better with him at quarterback. There's no way. It doesn't matter who comes back. It doesn't matter. As long as this coaching situation is what it is, and as long as they continue to just completely fuck him over, right, and not accentuate all of his strengths as a player, all of his strengths as a quarterback, all of his strengths as a leader, this situation is just going to continue to be what it is. It's going to be mediocre going forward, and he is going to have a career that is going to leave a lot left on the table. So, I mean, if I'm him, like I said, I'm going into the Spanos office and I'm dropping my nuts on the table, and y'all not telling me no, because if you're telling me no, I'm going to be out of here. And if you piss me off bad enough, I'm going to put some stuff out there. I'm going to put some stuff out there in the media. And you're going to be getting calls. And you're going to be getting requests for interviews. And you're going to be getting all these exposés done on you in the LA Times and all of these huge Sports Illustrated and all of these huge national sports media conglomerates. They're going to be putting stories out on you and the incompetence. You're going to look like the dumbass. You're going to look like the Donald Sterlings with the Clippers. That's going to be you guys looking like that. It ain't going to be me. People are going to, they're going to jump on his side. They're going to understand why he's out of there. They're going to understand. They're going to break down the tape. They're going to look and say, oh, I would want out of here too. So it's up to him. That's really the only way that things can happen at this point right now. And I don't know if he has, I don't know if he has the balls to do that, but I think every bad loss like this is getting him closer. It's pushing him to that point. He doesn't look like he is all that happy. He has not looked all happy this year. He's looked a little more serious, a lot more pensive. So I think he can really make some noise if he really wanted to. But that's really the only way. I think that's the only way that he can make that happen. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I want Herbert to be a star, but I can't deny what I'm seeing. You're not seeing what you're. I don't know what you're seeing. You're not seeing Justin Herbert being bad. You're not seeing that. I know you're not seeing that because he wasn't bad tonight. He wasn't bad tonight. He didn't do anything that the Chargers can say, they lost him the game. It wasn't him. I don't know what you're seeing. What you're seeing is a quarterback that is winning games against all odds. The Chargers are still 5-4. You got to remember, the Niners have this great super team and all of this stuff. People talk about them. They have the same record as the Chargers right now. How is that happening? How is that happening? What type of weapons? Who is the Deebo Samuel of the Chargers? Who is the Christian McCaffrey of the Chargers? Who's the George Kittle of the Chargers? They don't have these weapons. How are they winning? The defense is 26th ranked in the league right now. How are they winning? They're winning because of Justin Herbert. What you're seeing is not what you're seeing. You are making that up. Because if it's not Justin Herbert, who did they go to? What other quarterback is better? Who should the Chargers go out and get? Who should the Chargers go out and get? You tell me, Frankie Sanchez. Who should the Chargers go out and get? You want a college guy instead of Justin Herbert? You're out of your mind. Justin Herbert is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And when he is supported, even just a little bit, if he has just a little bit of something, the Chargers had a little bit of run game last year, and he balled out last year, set records. So I don't know what you're seeing. I don't know what you're saying. What do you mean? How are we defending Herbert after doing nothing all second half? What did they do? How did they run the ball in the second half? It's not just up to the quarterback. You have to run the ball too. What did the Chiefs do in the second half today running the ball? Did you see the game? Did you watch the game? What did the Chiefs do in the second half running the ball? They balled out running the ball. That's what they did. They supported their quarterback. And even Mahomes threw an interception in the second half too. But they still won. They still won by more than a touchdown today. So what are you talking about? Justin Herbert didn't do anything to win in the game. He did enough to win the game. This is the number one defense in the league. He did enough. He did enough. He got no support. He got no support on offense. He got no support from the play calling. He got no support from the run game. Nothing. It's all on him to win. So you're telling me every game is all on Justin Herbert to win? How does that make sense? There is 5 offensive linemen, and some of them are making really good money too. You have a rookie offensive lineman that you drafted. You spent a first-round pick on him. Why aren't you running the football? You spent a 4th-round pick on Isaiah Spiller. Why aren't you running the football? Why? How does that make any sense? How does that make any sense? You got a defense who cannot stop the run. You got a defense who can't get off the field on 3rd down. How is that Herbert's fault? You tell me how that's Herbert's fault. How does that, what sense does that make? You tell me, Frankie, what sense does that make? How is that Herbert's fault? Come on, man. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. You come out. It's time for you to score. It's 7 minutes left in the ball game. You get the ball and you go a jet sweep to the side of one of the best defensive players in the league when you haven't done it all game long. How was that Justin Herbert's fault? You tell me that. You please tell me that. Because what you're seeing is not what you're seeing. You're seeing something that you want to see. You're not seeing anything that is telling. You're seeing something you want to see. Nobody else is seeing that. The game that was won in Atlanta last week was because of Herbert. So that was some bad play. That last pass to Josh Palmer to get into field goal range to win the game. What are you talking about? What exactly are you talking about? You make no sense at all. Justin Herbert is the man on this team. He is the reason why the Chargers are even in this position that they're in right now. Come on, man. You get out of here with that. Justin Herbert did nothing in the second half. So he's the only player out there? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. We don't have running backs. We don't have receivers. We don't have tight ends. Did a tight end not drop it? Did you not watch a tight end drop a touchdown? Did you not watch that? I don't know. So is he supposed to? So Herbert's supposed to drop back and throw it to himself and catch touchdowns as well too? I don't get it. I don't understand, man. I really don't. Frankie trolling, I'm giving him some attention though. You're not gonna come on here and talk crazy and say this and not have me respond. Come on, get out of here. Get out of here with that. There's a lot of people who come on here and say stupid shit. If you come on here and you say something that I deem stupid enough, I'm gonna give you attention, and you should be trolled by everybody in the comments. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Saying that, oh, come on, man, Herbert's not playing well. He didn't do anything. Okay, yeah. Who else did something? If Herbert didn't do anything, who else did something in the second half? That's a joke. Come on. Step of Faith Ministries. Think about this. Staley spent $20 million on defense. That is dead last. Yeah, now we can't afford to upgrade our skill positions on offense. We are chopped and screwed 100%. And that's what I'm saying. Herbert has to put his nuts on the table at this point right now. He has to. He's got to go in and put his nuts on the table. That's the only way this can get solved, because the money has dried up. Ain't going to be no wholesale changes on with the roster next year. The draft is the only thing that's really going to happen. maybe you might cut somebody, but Herbert, they're planning to pay him, right? Even though I wouldn't accept it if I'm him, but they're planning, they're already budgeting out to pay him. So you this it's not going to get any better. J.C. Jackson, his number doubles next year. You have guys who get roster bonuses and stuff. If Keenan Allen is on this team next year, his money gets guaranteed at a certain point. Mike Williams, his number goes up next year too. Joey Bosa has a high number next year too. You have guys who are getting paid a shit ton of money on this team. There's not going to be a lot of room for improvement. There's going to be some guys that have to go. You're going to have to cut some of the smaller salaries in order to they're budgeting for Herbert getting paid. But it's there's not a lot of movement that can happen on this team. So the only way this team can get better really is by coaching. This roster is as good as it's ever going to get. This roster will not be as talented going forward next year. This is going to be a thing where you're going to have to build around him. It's going to be the Mahomes thing, right? Mahomes, the Chiefs, they're not as talented as they were in previous years because they can't afford it. Every year they're going to kind of have to part ways with somebody, or somebody has to take a pay cut because his number goes up. He signed that big ass huge contract, so his number continues to go up. His cap numbers go up, and you know the money that comes in to raise the salary cap, it doesn't offset. His number goes up way more than the new money comes in. So they're going to have to part ways with somebody to get under the cap. This is going to be the same thing that happens with Herbert. The Chargers are going to have to part ways with somebody every single season until they're able to get under the cap, because Herbert's money is going to continue to go up year after year after year after year. So this is the team that we're pretty much stuck with, right? As of right now, this is going to be less talented in years going forward, right? They might not be as talented next year. They'll still be talented, might not be as talented, but the following year after that, they're gonna have to cut bait with somebody, Keenan Allen or Mike Williams. Every single season, they're gonna have to do that in order to make this money fit. So, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Rivers had some years throwing the scrubs, and we found a way to get them open with a worse offensive line. But Joseph responded right here. Yeah, Rivers didn't have Lombardi. Rivers actually had guys who were okay as far as play callers go. Ken Wisenhunt, a lot of people talk shit about him. He got to the Super Bowl as a coach, so he knew what he was doing. He had other guys who were calling plays too. North Turner for a lot of his career. North Turner is one of the best play callers of all time. You can ask the Cowboys that. That's how they won all them damn Super Bowls. He had guys who knew what they were doing. There was no Joe Lombardis with Phillip Rivers. The only guy I can think who was even close to that maybe Shane Steichen, but we now know that he knows what he's doing as well too. So there have never been this bad of a play caller that Phillip Rivers ever had in his career. So yeah, at this point we need to restructure Bosa. Yeah, they probably will. He'll probably, maybe he'll want to take a pay cut, or maybe they can move some money around, some signing bonus money. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Herbert isn't the problem. Receivers didn't drop passes in the running game or play calling. No adjustments after half. Exactly. All of that shit is a problem. Not Justin Herbert. I don't think Herbert had a concussion. I think he is out of sync with his undrafted wide receiver core because they don't have the instincts to be on the same page with him. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. All right, let's see. I've been on here for almost 4 hours now, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off now. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Another watch party here. Might do it next week. This is hopefully it won't be disappointing as it was today, but this was disappointing, and hopefully hopefully there's a win somewhere in here. Maybe 6-4. I'll take that, but yeah. This has been another unsuccessful watch party, but yeah, no, Lombardi before Lombardi made the Lions worse. Lions offense worse, but that's thinking 100%, yeah. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off now. I got to go get to the wife and the kids and all of that stuff. But thank you guys for joining me so much. I really appreciate it. I'll be back this week with a lot of content. I'm gonna be breaking down this film, the second half film. I can't wait to get into Lombardi's ass, man. He is what a joke. But I'll be back again with a lot more content. Thank you guys for joining me so much. I really, really appreciate it. I will see you guys later, and take care.